Jonathan, can you hear us all okay? Have you got, can you hear me? Great, okay, it's big live stream.
We're right. We go.
Yep.
Okay. Good evening, everybody, community board members, staff and members of the public. Welcome to this meeting of the Martinborough Community Board. We'll start with a karakia that Pip is going to do for us, and then we'll get into the general comments.
Mā te whakapono, mā te tūmanako, mā te titiro, mā te whakarongo, mā te mahitahi, mā te manawanui, mā te aroha, ka taia e tātou. By believing and trusting, by having faith and hope, by looking and searching, by listening and hearing, by working and striving together, by patience and perseverance. By doing this with love and compassion, we can succeed.
Nice.
Thank you. So just health and safety briefing. The exits are clearly marked and we adjourn to the Texas Street and assemble in the playground area. Please remain there until further notice. The meeting is being recorded and live streamed. It's on the council YouTube channel. The meeting is also, as I say, being recorded and subject to the recording being of suitable quality, it'll be available for viewing. First and foremost, do we have any extraordinary business? Take that as a no. No, got nothing? Okay.
Nothing.
Okay. Right, do we have to move that? I don't think so.
No.
There's nothing to move.
No.
Okay, any apologies?
No, we're all here.
Yeah.
Everybody?
Online?
Yeah.
Nothing to do with the apologies? Any conflicts of interest? Unstated? Any acknowledgements or tributes?
I'd just like to acknowledge one of our staff members from the South Wairarapa District Council, Amanda Bradley, who finishes tomorrow. And thank you for her work that she has done for the community. Aidan actually told quite a good story that she was lucky enough her very first meeting, like the day after she'd started, was with the community board at that time. Where I can't remember exactly what Aidan said. What was it? She just got thrown completely under the bus with a question, a really hairy question by the then mayor, that she just didn't even, she'd been in the job for 2 days. She didn't even know what we were talking about. And she tried to respond and answer. And then Aidan went at her. No, he didn't. That was one of those, it's one of those great things. So having someone who has just been very much, it's doing a great job with her team, with the group, everyone down at council. You know, she's really highly respected and she will be missed, especially for her knowledge that she held with regards to local government and also with tikanga Māori.
Okay, and I think we all second that from the board.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. The next is to look at the community board minutes from the meeting on February 15th. Do we have somebody to nominate?
Yep, I'll move that.
Thank you, Pip. And do we have a seconder?
Aidan.
Okay, thank you, Aidan.
Aidan was there. Can you still do it?
Oh, no, he wasn't there.
Aidan can't do it. Same reason I can't do it. We went there. Oh, I guess, yeah. Mel's waving.
Karen will do it. Thank you.
Mel's waving.
Okay.
Oh, Mel was waving. You can take it on.
Okay, so then moving on, I think we'll go through to the public participation. And we have two.
Yeah, I was expecting two.
I was
Ted isn't
expecting
here.
two, but
Yeah.
Ted doesn't appear to be.
Don't.
Do we have Graham?
Uh-huh.
Graham, if you'd like to come and sit on this side here, so you can talk face to the people on the screen. Yeah. And
Sit next to me.
happy to listen to your presentation. Thank you.
Won't be the time of 5 minutes.
Big Graham, you have 5 minutes with a little bit of time to questions at the end of such things.
Thank you. So, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Martinborough Community Board, for allowing me to speak to our financial request. Coldstones is about 52 years old now, and it's like a lot of other organisations where things are not that easy at the moment. And so what I've come to the Martinborough Community Board for is some financial assistance. As you'll see in my submission, I'm also going to Featherston and Greytown. The reason being, as I state here, is that in the past, we've had the generosity of the Greytown Line to clean out our spouting. But unfortunately, they're aging like all other organisations, and they have informed us that they no longer can physically able to do that. And also the same situation as within cobblestones. We're all aging and we haven't got young ones coming on board. And so to do these tasks, but also what we've really got to consider now, which is our health and safety requirements and our responsibility in charitable trust. We just can't do what we used to do in the past because we cannot apply, we don't have the equipment. And so our only option is to employ professionals. And so this is where it becomes in, it comes to a cost. And so I came to the funding forum here back in early March, and yes, and I had the brainwave of approaching the community boards to assist in the cleaning of the spouting, employing, as you'll see, property wash. And this is going to be the track we're going to have to go down, unfortunately. That we're just going to have to employ professionals, and we're just going to have to try and find the funding wherever we can.
Yeah.
You got appointments with the other community groups to?
They don't open their funding until Featherston the 23rd of this month, and Greytown's it's the 2 weeks after.
2 weeks after, yeah, just before.
Definitely, I'll be putting in requests from both of those. Yeah, we have had assistance from the Greytown Community Board about 2 years ago. 2 years ago for the pruning of the heritage listed trees, the protected trees, and they were very generous. We haven't approached them for any funds.
So, do they have any questions?
I'm just wondering, I can't remember whether or not we multiple that go into all three community boards, whether or not once you go to one, you can't go to the others, or there used to be something, or
There was,
something, if you got funding from one, you couldn't apply to the others, or?
can you help on that, Nikki, or not?
I'm so sorry, I think we probably just need to clarify. You can go to more than one?
Thank you for that.
I did actually check that out.
Okay.
Sorry, I should have known you would have checked that, but I remembered that there was something in there that was saying that we couldn't, so I just didn't want to make it.
Can I confirm it? It's $868 you're applying for? There's another.
Yes, from each community board, I'll be.
Get the total.
Okay, all right.
So at 68.
Yep, that's good.
Yep. Can you just clarify, Robin, if it's for over $1,500, are we supposed to have a count?
So if it's under 1,500, then you don't need accounts, but if it's over that, you do.
And which it is?
No, it's
$868.
Oh, because it's split between the.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool, that's perfect.
Yeah, I thought that was a fair way of doing it.
Yeah.
It is a regional museum.
Yeah,
We do get funding from Marston and Carden, though it is not as much as what we'd like, but we'll be approaching them again this year in any case, so, that we do get.
Is this an annual job?
Yes,
It's an annual job, yeah.
and, yeah, because we have, quite a number of trees, and,
It's messy.
I think 4 of them are the heritage listed trees as well, so we've got to maintain those, as well as we've got to maintain the heritage buildings, yeah. For them to be registered as a heritage building, we've got to maintain them. We have a conservation plan that we've got to comply with. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of, I'll explain after, if you so wish me to do so, the structure of the museum. Are you happy with that? Diverting a wee bit?
How long have we got?
I don't know, it's this public participation, so it's normally 5 minutes, so.
No,
This is 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you've got any more time. Have we?
Yeah, so,
Done 5, so.
I'm fine, okay.
Done your bits, thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much for coming in. Appreciate that.
Thanks, Richard.
thank you, Graham. It's good to see you.
Okay,
Thanks for coming in tonight, Graham.
Thank you.
so the next public participation we have is Ted Preston. And you've all got a handout, what Ted's going to talk
Yep.
about. So Ted, if you wouldn't mind coming and sitting where Graham was. Sit down there. No, because we want you looking at.
So you can see, the camera needs to see
Oh, I
them.
see. Yeah, I see. You could sit there, but there's no, but it just makes it more difficult for them.
The lighting's not very good, so you just have to wait, so.
I'll have to check with my agent.
Right. There's more lighting.
There you go.
Whoa, sunglasses.
That will work.
Okay.
Second joke.
You've got a proposal there, which, has everybody had a good look at Ted's proposal or not?
To give you a summary.
Okay. So can you talk to the summary, Ted?
Yeah, it adds to what you've got there.
Can you just talk to the summary then?
You know all this, don't you?
Yeah, can you just talk to the summary then?
Yes.
Thank you.
Where's mine?
Oh,
Thank you.
anyone else?
Oh, nice big letters as well. Oh,
Right. Thanks, Dawn. Thanks, everyone, for the opportunity to bring you up to speed with what I've been doing in collaboration with various other people involved with lighting in the hall. Now, after September and our last jazz gig, I sent a message to the mayor just saying what a fabulous asset the town hall is. And I went on to tell them about a little bit of work that I was doing in collaboration with other hall users to get some stage lights, because we have to hire them. Madcaps have got a stock of lights, but they bring in some as well. And we know that MMF, the classical people, reorient the hall and bring staging and stage lights in from Carterton. So this discussion had already been underway, and a lot of goodwill amongst the hall users, notably Jazz and Martinborough and Madcat. And then along came Rotary with an invitation to make an application for a fund that Rotary was broking on behalf of an anonymous donor who specifically wanted an asset in Martinborough. He was taking care of food bank and services, etc., other elements, and in a different way. And he said, I want an asset. So Rotary invited various people to put in their bids, and my bid, because I was partway down the track of putting in an application to East Coast and Central and the Wairarapa Building Society, I just steered it to Rotary. Short answer, they granted $20,000, $21,000 specifically. Now, the $21,000 was arrived at because in my proposal, I had given 3 levels of lighting. One costing about $13,000, which was just to light up the stage. That was very self-serving from the Jazz and Martinborough point of view. That's all we wanted. But also to extend that lighting so that it was more theatrical. And then, of course, and that was an $18,000 option. And then the final option, which was to add effects lighting for the hall, auditorium of the hall, so that that could extend to expos, weddings, conferences, dance groups, whatever. In other words, using the full hall. And at that point, I think this hall is not only a fabulous asset, but it is now the complete package. We are installing $21,000 worth of lights on Sunday. On Sunday. Okay, that's it to date. That's the top part of what I've just given you. Have you got any questions or comments or anything about that so far?
So I just
Bravo.
so these are going to be actually like physically installed. So all we'll need is sorry. So we need to bring someone over to use them, or will everyone be will you be shown how to do that for Jazz and Martinborough and how to actually use the lights? And will someone from Madcaps, you know, will there be a touch point of people from within the community who use it would be able to show us how to use the lights?
Just got one left.
The short answer is yes. The lights, it's a hard install. You know, we've already got the triangular truss that's behind the, it's on the stage. I think Madcaps paid for that a few years ago. So there'll be stage lights attached to that, and that'll come up and down on the winch that's already there. Then we've got up in the mezzanine floor here, we've got the framework that we can mount lights, the old fashioned cans. By the way, this lighting is all LED.
Fabulous.
It's, it'll save power, I'll tell you that. And Dylan Taylor, whom I went to for technical advice and who's supplying this gear at a 20% discount, by the way, on the most expensive items. He's doing the installation. He's also, in answer to your question, going to do a training session.
Brilliant.
So on Sunday, when he's installing, I've invited anybody who's interested to come along, and Dylan will do a Q&A session and point and say, this does that, this does so on. Here's the controller. This is how you use it. It's a pretty straightforward business, controlling lights. The machinery is a bit like a PA mixing desk. It's got slides for various lights. So if you want a bit more of that, then you push that slide up. And remember, these lights will be fixed. They're not being moved around by users. They're not going to get knocked and bumped, etc., even though they are very robust. They're very robust. And Dylan predicts that they have a reasonable life of about 10 years. And he and people who are experts in the field of lighting don't believe that there's going to be any exponential technological development in these lights for some time. The development will come on the controller, and they're cheap. Controllers are cheap. They're much less than a single light.
Awesome.
Okay.
Very good.
Aidan, you have a question?
Not a question, but I'm just going to make a comment. It's a great proposal. It sounds awesome, Ted, and you've done all the hard work, and now it's just coming to fruition, which is absolutely great. Just of a note, I'd like to make it noted that Dylan is a former resident of Martinborough. He grew up out at Hautotra. He went to Kuranui College, graduated from Kuranui, and then went off to Wellington to to take on the world with his lighting.
Yeah, totally.
It's for concerts and features and that sort of thing. So absolutely great that you've worked away, Ted, with this proposal, and that there's a former local lad involved with you bringing it back to Martinborough.
Yeah, totally.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, it is a good story, isn't it, Aidan? He helped us in 2011 when we did the first jazz thing, and he was he was at Kuranui College at the time, and we borrowed Kuranui's lights and their PA, and so we borrowed Dylan at the same time. And I got to know Dylan and his family very well.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he would help at Magcats too, so yeah.
He did.
It's just
So he knows the hall very well.
Yeah.
And so when he recommended this particular hardware, it wasn't for me to say, yes, but I just said, thank you very much.
He knows what he said.
Appreciate your
Yeah,
presentation. Thank you very much.
Yeah, well done.
What time?
What time on Sunday?
On Sunday,
2 o'clock, sorry, 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock.
2 p.m.
Although a few of us will be there a lot early helping. Storm, do I have time to go to what I think is an important next step that involves this board?
Not really, Ted, sorry. We are at time limit.
Well, in that case, you'll have to interpret the second part of that.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
All right, which means the promotion, the communication, the cooperation with the business association, with Kuranui College, for the same reason that we've just talked about, with Destination Wairarapa, who are very keen on promoting this asset along with as complementary to Carterton. And I think we need to get into a partnership with Carterton because they've got technical expertise that we might be able to borrow from time to time, and we've got something to offer them. So please, would you, please, this board, please consider that what I've written down there in the second.
We'll do it. I'll give time for anybody who has a question relating to those issues to ask a question if there is. Otherwise, we're going to have to call it.
That's understandable.
Okay, I think, Ted, thank you very much. It's a pretty complimentary group. I think it's a great thing.
Yeah. It is.
Okay,
I appreciate all your work.
you're welcome.
Yeah, thanks very much, Ted.
Thank you.
Oh, you've got the green light for everything. Okay,
Oh, that's the Martinborough colour, isn't it? Green?
thank you. See you.
Yeah. Now, just are there any actions from the public participation? We can't debate any decisions. Any questions, comments? Nope.
No, not what's about to say.
Okay. We come up to the chair's report.
I thought we had 2 public participation.
Sorry,
I thought we had another one from the grants.
no, Joe, are you presenting?
What's the lady? Oh, sorry, I thought
No,
that was the other one. Yeah. I said
Done the
so.
presentation.
So,
So what I might do, I'll leave the chair's report and move that to the back of the agenda.
yes.
So we'll go through and look at the next item on the list, which would be the chief executive and staff reports.
Oh, I'm confused.
Can I have somebody to nominate?
Hang on.
We accept those?
And so we're not doing the chair.
We're going back to it.
Doing the chair reported.
And then the next after that is income and expenditure report.
Reports from chief
Chief
executive.
executive.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've got mine all over the place then.
Children to number 9.
Can I have somebody to nominate that we accept the report and second?
I can't find it. Sorry, where's the,
Page 11. Page 11?
all right, page 21, sorry.
Page 11.
Financial assistance report, no.
No, go back.
It's item page 11.
Page 11, income and expenditure.
Thank you, Grant. Cheers.
Yeah, income and expenditure report. I just got told, no, that's not it.
No, it is. It's all under the same
So
category.
it is income and,
Reports from chief executive number.
yeah, so I said, is it the income and expenditure report? And everyone said, no.
And
Okay.
reports from the chief, and then in the first one, so it's 9.
Or within it, yeah.
Reports from the chief executive and staff, and 9.1 is the income and expenditure report.
Yeah.
Which is located on page 14 and 15. So can I have somebody to nominate? We accept.
Oh, well,
Angela, seconded.
Yeah.
Karen, thank you. Do we have any questions of the report?
so it says that it's done in a new format.
Is it?
Yeah, if we look at the executive summary, proposed is a new format. We welcome the Martinborough Community Board's feedback on this format. Oh, if it's prepared for future reporting. That was the important part
Okay.
of this report.
I'm sorry, it escapes me as to what's the new format.
If you read it, it will actually tells you what it is.
Pain Farm, the Pain Farm is a new.
Plain farm I can accept. What's this got to do with the expenditure report from the income and expenditure report?
So it's in a different format, is that what we're saying?
Oh, yeah, because you're saying it's on the income and expenditure, not on the paint farm.
The income and expenditure report is the normal old format.
Yes.
It's changed to the Pain Farm, income and expenditure.
Oh, really?
So we haven't got there yet.
Okay, so we're doing the
Do we
best.
have any discussion on the income and expenditure report? Any questions?
Hang on.
The only question I have is the $300, which was committed at the last meeting for expenses for the resilience. Does that get shown as committed funds, or does that not go because it's out of a different?
Different funding, I don't.
Funding.
It's not in here, is
Couldn't
it?
find it.
Nothing's been spent today.
No, well, I think I can't find the receipt.
But it's not in this report, is it?
No, but it says committed funds. And there's nothing under committed funds, so $300 was a committed fund, which was approved in the last meeting.
Okay,
That's what I'm saying, should it be in there?
I think it should be, shouldn't it? 'Cause it's coming out of this expenditure.
There,
That was the question.
300,
Where?
it's under refresh, look. Sorry, when it's the small writing. I can't-
Oh, it's under personnel and operating costs, you're saying it's in there.
It's
It's right
actually,
here.
it's
Uh,
in resilience
It's on
meetings
page
workshop.
14, but it's not the committed funds because
No.
that's development fund.
No,
under
it's
the
here.
bit. Yeah. That's okay, I can see it now.
Which is under committed funds, but it's
It's
just. a
committed fund in a
different-
different category. It's
Mm.
just very confusing when you. Yeah,
So sorry, where was it committed?
it's on page 14.
Resilience.
Resilience meeting.
Yeah, and it's got Martinborough Tree Group, tree planting day event.
It's
and
been added into the members' salaries, mileage reimbursements and,
Is that
and
right?
then refreshment. Maybe it's because it's being run by community board, like you.
Refreshment.
Is it? I don't know.
Personnel, oh, it's out of an operating cost, not a grant funding. That's what we're saying. Yeah, it's out of our operating costs.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's cool. That makes sense. Yeah, no, that's good.
That's okay, yeah.
Okay. Any questions from the meeting Zoomed people? No? Okay,
So with the committed funds, the Flags Management Business Association, have we discussed that with Charlotte, whether they still want that leaving there? Because that we offered that to them like 7 months ago to say if they wanted some money for their flags.
Are you under grants?
Say 15, say 15 committed funds.
fitted fund 640.
So we decided
So
last June.
they drawn on that? Clearly
And
not.
I'm still chasing them up.
Okay,
Okay,
so that's still going.
so it's just any of those that we're not using that need putting back in, I suppose.
All of those three items are not used, are they?
They're not being,
No.
all standing alone.
So.
Christmas decoration, I thought we'd dealt with that.
Yeah, I thought so too.
I thought we had as well, but we're taking it away.
That came to the last one, didn't
That
it?
was because they didn't use the lights because they didn't get the tree.
Yeah,
So
so,
we took it back out. We said we put
so
that.
it should be removed,
That's
eh?
what I thought we'd done. I thought that was the one before last.
Yeah, that was at the previous meeting
Yeah.
to the last. one.
Yeah, because I was at that meeting.
It must have been.
So we wanted that putting back in the money.
That,
Yeah.
committed funds, tracked it.
Ah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So that needs to be fixed. That needs to be removed.
It's gonna be-
corrected, so that way we know how much is in the account.
It's just so we know how much we've got to spend.
Well, yeah, to put towards grants.
Okay.
Okay,
Money that
We can
we
add
might
it
need
into
for
our
anything else.
pool.
do we have any other discussion on that income report? Financial report? If not, can we have a vote that the motion be carried? All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
That means everybody else is, thank you. No? All those against say no?
Is this on the appendix one?
We're just, page 14 vote, and we agreeing that that's all fine.
Apparently, we didn't do officially the say aye or nay.
Well, it's only half of it. It's not, we haven't,
I'm just doing it for that.
but that's, yeah. Are we meant to do each one individually rather than, okay,
Good Lord.
So shall I ask again?
yeah,
All those in favour of accepting that and what we've got?
Appendix one.
Say aye.
Appendix one.
One.
Yeah, appendix one.
All those against? You're against? Okay, no. You're for? Okay, just a bit behind, okay. So now we'll go to item 9.2, which is the financial assistance report.
What was the
Wait,
Plain
what
Farm?
about the Plain
Plain Farm.
Plain Farm.
That's what I'm saying, Plain Farm.
9.2, Plain Farm doesn't appear in this schedule before these things.
It's two, it's under the income and expenditure.
Financials too.
Okay, all right, so
So that's why I was so confused. I'm like,
it's okay, we'll get there.
Drafting. It says appendix 3.
Do
So
we-
we've got two different ways of presenting the financial information on Plain Farm, is that correct?
Somebody's going to explain it to us, I hope.
Oh, okay.
So I've got Plain Farm down as 9.3, so what's
So,
next on?
so income and expenditure,
Yeah, we've done that,
Appendix.
so there's the,
income and
yeah,
expenditure.
and then the Plain Farm income and expenditure separate.
Yeah,
so
that's
is-
9.3.
Appendix
Still
2.
9.1, because it's still income and expenditure.
No, 'cause it's in here, 9.3.
That's the financial,
yeah, it's in the meeting.
we decide on how many grants.
Okay,
So that's separate.
okay, so sorry, my mistake. We now need to review the Plain Farm
So the notes.
financial income and expenditure.
In that bit.
Now, Nikki, can you explain the new format?
We've got two different,
Don't have to, but if can you explain them?
This easiest way is to put them side by side. I'd way, then you can see it, because you'll see one's got percentages on, one doesn't have percentages. But it's just worded differently, just explain.
Nikki, do you want to have any comment or not? Okay,
If you read page 11, it explains what the difference is.
okay.
Let's rip
Through you.
one apart, because I'm confused. Phil. I can't see any difference.
The draft was-
Quite a bit of time going
Okay.
through with the finance people, sent an option to view the payment in a different way. To understand.
Yeah.
And so we backed and forth a few times and made sure that it was clear and they had the right bit of notes in. And they want to check with you to see which one you prefer, or if you've got any suggestions on ways it can be improved.
Well, just to start off with, I sent a letter to Stefan and the CEO asking if we could have clarification of points where the $5,000 is exceeded. And I was told this was part of the CEO's review, but I disagreed with that and said this is part of the standard report. So Stefan, question to you. There are two items that exceed the $5,000 limit and there's no definition. Is it possible to get some definition, please?
Chair, I think the CE's answered that question.
No, she hasn't.
Yeah.
She wanted to respond to you on, as you said, as part of her substantive report. That was the answer. I saw come through to you. I haven't seen anything else.
I did a follow-up question because I said it wasn't part of that. This is different, but anyway. So what you're saying is that the CEO is going to reply to that in the next meeting?
That's what she said, yeah.
our next meeting.
Well, that was what she said in her email to you, Chair.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. And as I say, I followed that up with a disagreement to that point.
Yep, noted,
No, I had nothing back.
noted.
Okay, so I don't know what, is there any
Sorry,
discussion?
I'm just a little bit, sorry, can I just, I
Sure.
got my hand up through you, Storm, I just, it seems like it should be a simple ask. That whole thing about what is this? What's this
What is
money?
it?
It's gone out, it's gone to somebody. It's $10,000. There's $13,370, and it just is. Where's the oversight?
Well, that's a question I raised. But
But expenditure on consultants is now 216%, so it's 100% more than budgeted in that area of consultants. So why are we so far over the budget? Is that another way we can ask that question? What is all this expenditure on consultants?
I think we're all confused.
Can we please get told?
Aidan, please.
Guys, I'm just going back and looking in the minutes from the last meeting that it's got action item 501. The consultant states in those minutes for the last meeting in February, it says action item 501, the consultant cost was for the open tender for the Payne Estate farmland. So from my view and my reading of that, that was the tender process that that council engaged with the farm consultants to put Payne Farm out for tender for a new farmer or a new leasee after the previous farmer who was leasing it decided to pull back on the lease. And so I remember last year we received quite a detailed report with a whole lot of costs, etc., on what the projected income would be for Payne Farm compared to farmland across the Wairarapa. So my reading this is that that's what that report, or that's what that cost was for. And subsequently, when the consultants were unable to find a farmer who was prepared to pay those lease costs, council then talked to the consultants and came to an agreement with the neighbouring farmer behind Payne Estate, and he agreed to lease Payne Estate to ensure that there was income coming in to Payne Estate. So from
I fully accept that, but I would have thought too that the governing issue is that anything above 5,000 needs to be reported before it's spent, not after it's spent.
So I think, Storm, that question has come about at the end of last year when the meetings occurred with the CE about the memorandum of understanding. That expenditure occurred before that meeting occurred and that requirement was asked for. So I think that question about that $10,000, sure, it hasn't come through and that explanation come through, but we've already been provided with that explanation in the action item report.
On page 37.
Where's the detail about what date was that? Is there any date?
Page 36, it says that the consultant cost was for an open tender for Payne Farm Estate farmland.
No, but what I'm saying is what date was that tender held? When was that invoice presented? I mean,
last year, because we
it's a long time ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
As community board, we received the reports from council staff, which also included the report from the consultants.
Right, yeah.
I think what the problem is because where we get presented with the accounts, we get the cumulative and then it becomes difficult to pinpoint the actual time.
Yes.
That makes sense. If we had a January account, a February account, a March account, we actually would have more understanding rather than a cumulative. I think the cumulative thing is where the problem is because we keep talking about the same numbers.
Yeah, and it must have been paid right at the beginning of the financial year. It's been sitting on that thing for ages.
Yeah.
I think we've discussed this issue a number of times and it's been raised with the CE. The CE is that she is going to be reporting on it, and I have no doubt that she will report on it, but and while it hasn't occurred yet, I've got no doubt that when she does do that report, we will get that information. But going back, I can see that there is an explanation there in our previous minutes.
Yeah.
So I think one of the other things as well was because it was showing twice. The 10,000, that's where the confusion the last time it had been showing twice, but now, so previously, because it was showing that a $10,000 amount had come out under repairs and maintenance, and that's what the confusion was. That's gone now from repairs and maintenance. So magically, it's gone. So that's cool because, then that means that possibly these are more accurate now. But I'm just having a look at the at page
actions,
36,
yeah.
and under the action items, that was one of the questions. Martinborough Community Board requested clarification on what that was for. And then, in here, it actually says that it was for the open tender for Payne Estate farmland, but that there was 10,000 showing on the consultants and there was 10,000 showing in the repairs and maintenance. And that was what the question had always been about previously. That was the 10,000 that we were wondering about, Aidan. I think you are quite right with regards to it being with the consultants. It was just that it was put in twice and now it's been removed from one.
Yeah.
Stephen, did you have something to add?
I think we need to move on because I'm sure that everything will be clarified by the CE in her report when that comes. And that is on the way.
Yeah, no, I'm just having a look at the action, so it's actually telling us why.
Chair, I'll just resend you the last that we gave on the $10,000 tender.
It's in here.
Yeah.
It's under the actions.
It's
actually there under the action item. That's how come I've just
So
pointed out.
just for a point of clarification,
Good.
Stefan, the original, if Aidan's going back to the presentation you did in May of last year, which gave 3 options. Is this what we're talking about? Because the first option was to consult with a local property manager to find a solution, which didn't turn into effect. So did we pay anything for that? Or are you saying that's incorporated in that 10,000?
I can't remember.
The 10,000 was paid to the consultant to find the leasing and consider options and find the leasing. So
was that 1 or 2 options in that submission in May?
we've sent all of this information to you and I've just resent it to you.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you really want to go through that again.
I'm just asking a simple question. Did it include A and B? Options A and B?
I'll just go back, read it again for you and then come back with an answer and send you one.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else you want to raise on the report?
Yeah, so one of the questions that they were asking and that they were wanting feedback on was with regards to which way do we prefer looking at it?
Yeah.
I think the new format, I'm not sure what's going on because it's almost identical, except that there's suddenly like massive percentage changes in there showing. So I mean, if we want those, we could just get them on the other format and just add them too.
Yeah.
But not having the variance.
Yeah.
So the variance has been taken out.
So I think the answer is I don't think it's helping clarify anything.
No.
I don't think it's.
But I mean, it's great to see what a massive blowout that is, 216%.
Yeah, totally.
Increase when that wasn't what the initial full year budget was. You know, things like that do need to be.
Why are we running such a big deficit and why is it increasing all the time?
Well, the general expenses as well, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I thought it was agreed that the overheads were excessive and that they would be looked at with a review to reducing them about 6 months or more ago.
That is all
What's in the minute?
More.
part of the report that Janice is formulating.
All right.
So that's coming.
So it's coming.
Yeah,
Do we have a time frame for that?
She's presenting to the next meeting.
at the next meeting.
It's community board meeting.
Yeah.
The main one.
So you're saying, Aidan, all these questions will be answered in that?
From my understanding. Yep. From my
And we can just
understanding.
be writing them down and then that way.
I don't have any inside. I don't haven't been sitting down with Janice or Stefan to find out what the lie of the land is, but I have faith that all the questions that have been put, and not only by this community board, but by the previous community board that Mel and I were on, and even by the previous community board before that, who had questions about the overhead allocations, etc. I'm sure and I'm hopeful that all those questions we will receive answers.
I've just got a question through you. Oh, sorry, Aidan.
Well, the last point I was wanting to make about that income and expenditure form, that while there are the percentages, it's also great to see what the income is, because it's been broken down to the cottage and the house income and the farm rental income, because previously that had been cut right out and there hadn't been any breakdown at all. Years
No,
ago,
It hadn't previously.
they had, but it wasn't showing the transfer station. And that's still not there, even though it says that that will be coming in the quarter four report. And that was the transfer station that we were asking about and where those monies from previous years has been going, because council is saying that they are paying their lease. So I think that's where the confusion was.
Yeah.
The other thing to that is, sorry, Mel, you
That should be.
come forward.
No, through you, Chair, that's one of the things, there's like a little bit down the bottom, saying that the transfer station money is 6,700. That's per year. So if they haven't paid for the last 4 years, where's the last 3 years money showing up? There should be money showing up.
I think just write it down, Melanie, like all of those questions, because they were put to the CEO, who has already said that she's going to be coming. And so all of those questions we will be able to get answers to at that time. Right. So just make sure that it's noted, because this to me is reading 1 year and not previous years of it not being shown or anywhere of being paid. Yeah.
$19,000.
The other question I have of the report, Stephen, maybe you can answer that. There's never anything shown on interest income. I'm sure that there must be some interest income coming from the funds that are in the Cane Farm account.
Another question for our list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another
I
question
think
for the
another
list.
question for the list.
So I don't think that's
Next
probably,
meeting.
I don't think that's a step
Yeah.
question. I think that's probably going to need to go to the
I
CEO
think,
as well.
yeah.
That's-
About the interest income.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I was just asking, Stephen, you don't see.
Yeah.
No, Chair, but I have an answer for you on your previous question. I'm looking through the emails that were sent to the Martinborough Community Board in July. And according to those emails, the
19,000
consultant was engaged at the time we tendered and was involved in the process from the beginning, when we received the 3 tenders, which was the subject of Sarah Pearson Coates' report to you. That was the one that you deliberated on. So the answer to that question you asked is that yes, the property consultant was involved from the beginning.
So that's the total fee that the property consultant charged.
I'm not sure, because it's 10,000. So I think that we probably need to just see exactly what the final payment was.
It's a very round figure, isn't it?
It's,
but I
we
did
just
the-
need that clarified, and we've asked for that clarification as
But
well.
let's just wait for it, yeah.
Yeah.
They did
Just
say
wait for that.
they have a maximum of 10 grand that they charge them.
We'll
Yeah.
stand in abeyance on that.
Yep. And they're saying that the landfill for this financial year will show up in the final quarter,
But what they're not,
but we're also.
where's it? It's $20,200. Where's that historic payment? Because we haven't seen it. I don't think we've seen it.
So that's what we've got. That's tonight. That's 50,000.
Yeah, and that's what's
Okay.
the most important thing is to look at, isn't it? What
Yeah.
that is. They've taken it out down here and said 50,000 out the grant funding. They've already allocated it out, so that's the balance after 50 grand taken out. That's the figure that I've said after we take that out, that's all we'll have left.
So,
Yeah.
so what's it at last year?
Okay, so we'll defer those to the.
The next meeting, we'll have clarification.
Get a full update. Okay, do we have any further commentary on the Cane Farm account?
It's me every time I say it.
Right, so we'll take it, we'll defer any comment. Next meeting.
Be revealed.
Gotcha.
But
You happy with that? Okay, very good. Okay, so we'll move on now. We're looking at the, we just have, we're going to accept that report. I think, can we have somebody to? Thank you, Aidan.
there's,
And the seconder,
which,
what we're-
Cane Farm account.
oh, so the second appendix.
Okay, so we're accepting that. And Mel, are you asking a question or you're just seconding it? Thank you. Got that?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now Now we move to item 9.2, which is the financial assistance report. Do I have a mover to the financial assistance report? Thank you, Pip. And the second of Mel. I don't have to worry about it. Thank you, Mel.
It's quick, that was.
Yeah.
She's 20 minutes older than me. She's always been pretty fast.
So
Yeah.
do we have any discussion with regards to the financial assistance report? Yeah, the no? What about the item 5 on that recommendations for the consideration for the house and garden tours?
Sorry, I've got my hand up, but I didn't, I just
Sorry, I
can't
didn't know.
remember how to find the emoji.
It's gone all blurry, so apart from your face, so you can't, your hand can't.
So do you have a question or a comment?
Just working through them.
Yeah, no, I did. It was just around the Martinborough hockey application, which fits. I mean, is there they're talking about? I know that they said that we couldn't, uniforms didn't come under Payne Farm, but balls and things like that.
I said capital.
Yeah, no, that's right. And so but balls and all of their fees and things, I thought I don't know, I'm just wondering whether or not that some of it should have come under Payne Farm or is it
Right, I mean.
sorry, so it's the financial assistance, so I guess yeah, go to play either way.
The only question I had on the hockey one is they actually asked for multi-year funding. Before each season, and I'm not really I'm not comfortable guaranteeing anyone multi-year funding. So
We can do it.
it would have to be for one-off.
How much do we have for?
Well, that's what I was saying. Total community
Yeah.
development funds available, 22,000.
So
Page 15.
and the grants fund is $2,956.73.
That's all that's available.
That's
The grants,
grants.
a community development fund
Community development, it's got 22.
is 22,789.50,
So
substantially.
can we
You can choose,
recommend for those now?
yeah, if you can choose which, applicant gets the fund or community development fund.
Different criteria.
There's no different criteria. I think they're just different bundles of money.
Different bundles of money. I mean, if something,
Used to call one a beautification fund.
particularly for the community
okay.
development, it would suit best, but if something is not clearly community development, then the other fund might.
So would,
So the community development fund may be where we might be able to look for Haere Marae.
Yeah, that's what
In
we're
the
looking at.
community development fund,
Yeah.
yeah, perfect.
that's where they put that one and that'll come later for next time.
And this is re-topped up in June,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
This is for the end of
So
this
this
year.
one-
We better go, so we've only got this one and the next needs into committee. She's worked out how many mattresses she's buying.
So for this meeting, do we agree with the three? I'm taking out the stuff limited in house and garden one at the moment, but for the first three, the Waipara Pipe Band,
Yes,
Cobblestone Museum, and the Martinborough Women's Hockey
yes.
for 1 year.
Yes.
Is everyone happy with the 1,500 as well?
I don't know if there's a difference.
yeah.
What have we got?
Yeah.
Should we go
Sorry, Aidan, you have a comment?
walking through one at a time and just decide on it?
No, I'm just looking at, well, we haven't made a decision. Aidan, you got a comment?
You're on mute.
You're on mute.
Nick, you're on mute.
You're on mute. Yeah.
The sales. Are you there, Aidan?
Oh, I'm still, we can't hear you.
Can't hear you.
We still can't hear you, Aidan.
Can't hear you, Aidan.
I think his thing's gone. No, he's on mute.
Yeah.
So something's working. Thanks for that. Storm, you were just saying before that you were going to take out the stuff.
No.
application
No,
for
I
two-
wasn't taking it out. I just wasn't considering it in those first three. We're still considering it.
Oh, so I was just going to ask why.
No reason other than I thought we'd get through the first three first.
Comes
So
up.
if we're going to support them, we'll have any discussion, then we'll do the other one.
Okay, can we just take it one at a time?
Yes, we can start off with the pipe band.
Okay, pipe band.
I think that falls in the first group.
Okay. So my only comment on the pipe band is we donated $250 to them at Christmas as part of the
Christmas parade.
parade.
Right.
So we did give them a $250 then,
Different thing, wasn't it?
which is which is for the use of those little pipey bits, because apparently they wear out,
Oh,
sucky bits. Yeah. So we have,
So that's a bigger.
so we have actually already given something to them.
Yep.
And it was whether they're actually going to apply to the other community board for assistance as well, because they haven't said if they are or they're
Haven't
not.
said.
They've actually billed us for the whole, they've given us the bill for everything, and I don't feel comfortable personally funding the whole thing, because it's South Wairarapa band, pipe band. I'd be comfortable to give money towards it, but I don't feel comfortable paying the whole bill.
the reeds.
So $300, would you say, just if you're thinking
Yeah,
Martinborough?
because it's $879.50. I'd be quite comfortable paying a third of it.
Okay.
That's
Agree
my,
with
my view on this.
Does anyone have any comment to that? Is everybody in agreement with that? $300 instead of that?
Yeah.
So we've got that. So do we pass that as a, yes, we'll do for $300? Thank you, Angela.
Yes.
Because they do also come and do our Anzac parade and, you know,
Yeah, so they want to support
they
them.
do come and we want to look after them.
Grants fund or the community?
I just think we should share it.
That's the grant fund.
Yep, that's got the 2007 in it.
Okay, yeah.
That's why I was dealing with these light ones first.
The time didn't give them anything.
Because the other three community boards, the other two rather.
Yeah, they can do that.
That's something they should do.
Oh,
couldn't they?
Okay, so we can then move to the second one, which is the Cobblestone Museum, which we heard from Graham tonight.
Mhm.
cleaning the guttering.
So you're happy to
So-
support that, Aidan?
Yes,
Yes.
I am too.
I am.
Yeah.
too.
Okay.
Let's move on.
Sorry, sorry. So this is specific to to Greytown,
Yes.
for Cobblestones Museum, but, well, I mean, you know, I'm concerned.
I understand your concern, because I have the same thing. Have they applied to Greytown, and shouldn't they apply to Greytown, or?
We're only giving them a third.
We're only giving them a third.
They're applying to the other.
Yeah, we're only giving them a third. He is
Yeah.
going to apply to the other two.
That's right. Yeah, sorry.
This is a result of the council not funding some
Yeah.
of those
But
projects.
as he said, it's really, it's for a region, really. It's a resource for the whole.
So do we want to approve the 868 that I've asked for as 1/3?
Or do we want to?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, how, did we approve the full amount for the Martinborough Museum?
I think we did, didn't we?
Yes, when they
I was
came and asked.
Give
for
them 2,000.
2,000.
So we gave them the full amount. Okay, that's good then, as long as we've done that.
To the museum, we give them £2,000, didn't we? Oh, there it is.
Yeah, it is.
Agree with that.
Museum, $2,000.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
So I think,
Yeah,
So we're happy to
yeah, and I think that should,
$868 under the development fund, is that right?
Development fund, okay.
Okay,
yeah, under this, yeah.
is that the same one?
So which,
and
Do it the same.
one's coming out of one and one's coming out of the other.
and I feel like,
Do it under the grants. You happy with that? Do it under the grants?
and the grants,
Yeah, because that's a small, yeah, that can.
Okay, so we haven't yet sucked up all the grants money. But the third one is the hockey club. Now, what we've said is we would maybe develop this under a 1 year. And I'm not
oh,
quite.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely not one.
Do for the 1 year? Do we take it as 1 year? If their application is for 3 years and they've got 1,500, is it 500 for 1 year?
Oh, that's a little bit confusing.
I would-
No, I think it's the
No, definitely.
1,500
That's
for
1
this
year.
year.
Yeah. I would have liked to have known, it would be nice to speak to them, because I would like to know how many members they have, how many people we're talking about. And I would have also asked them the question of what you were doing for fundraising, because I can see they've got to neighbourhood coffee and someone else for sponsorship. I'm just really aware that some clubs seem to go out and really try and do it for themselves.
Yeah.
Like the netball club doing
Mm.
things. I'd just like to see them all doing something for themselves, because
So do we want to make a provisional adjustment and say we'll give them X amount? But
Yeah.
we need to hear back about who else you've applied to, where you've gone out to seek money?
They have got you said from Neighbourhood Coffee and
Yeah.
Andy who's done.
yeah, so they've got $400 there.
Yeah.
And
And
total cost is,
They've got New Bold, is it New Bold? Is that
Yeah.
so they've done,
No, Neighbourhood Coffee and Andy Donaldson.
yeah,
Livestock.
Livestock, would you like to speak if need be? She said yes, so not sure why she's not here.
I think $1,500 is pretty, it's not that much. When you're looking at uniforms, I mean, whether it's school uniforms or sports uniforms, they cost the absolute earth.
Because what did we do for the ladies soccer club? Because this is a women's soccer club.
I think we gave, wasn't it?
Did we give
bucks?
I think we gave, yeah, we
But
gave.
I think,
soccer
you know, if we're
group
going to be fair,
Enough on
it's
our,
going to be, yeah. It should be on these, shouldn't it?
yeah, somewhere, shouldn't it?
Let me just.
Finally, find the soccer people, find the soccer people. Just
Excuse me, guys.
Sorry, I no, didn't,
Can't see him, can you?
what do you want?
Yeah, what I would say is, why don't we approve, because I'm happy to approve this, but why don't we ask them if at our next meeting they come and present to us? Because we've had people from other organisations, like I think, was it last meeting? We had Anna from the Play Centre come and speak to us and explain what they were wanting to do with the funding. So I think, why don't we give them the 1,500 they've asked for, and then invite them to come and explain to us and let them know and answer those questions that you've asked already.
Yes.
Okay, so thank you, Aidan. That sounds like a good proposal. Do we agree with that? That we'll grant the funding subject to them turning up to our next meeting to present?
Yep.
The subject to them, or
Well, subject to
Yeah.
our questions.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because they haven't answered, they're not there, they haven't spoken
yeah,
to us about
and we just
anything.
haven't. We don't even know how many people or anything.
I think it's a little bit vague, isn't
It's a
it?
little. Well, I think it might be their first time applying, which is why it might be light.
Right, you know, so
Which is why it might be light.
maybe they don't understand.
So I think by then coming in, we'll be able to get all of the,
Yeah, it says,
all
have you
the-
applied for funding before? It says no, yeah.
So do we agree?
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
happy with the wording?
Subject to them answering questions to the next meeting.
Okay.
Yeah, so if we can please, for an action, if you're able to send out to them an invitation for them to please come and present.
To answer questions.
Yeah.
So that way we can understand a little bit more about the hockey club.
Yeah.
Prior to approval, funding approval.
That's it, there's no hockey ground in Featherstone anywhere, is there?
What is it? What you saying? It's based in Masterton.
Well, that's right.
Master and all.
I think
Level?
that's centre, isn't it?
Yeah,
Gladstone.
Cleveland, it is Cleveland.
That's from Women's Hockey Club, but it's based in Gladstone where the hockey. Yeah. That's where the hockey field.
Everyone goes, sorry,
There you go.
everyone goes to Gladstone for
Please.
hockey.
Yeah, cool. With the proviso that we've just put on that, we had a proviso on the Martinborough Play Centre for that $1,000, which was for their CCTV cameras. And it was on the subject that they went for the better vote quote, and they got a quote from the alternative person. And I haven't seen anything from them.
Right.
We haven't seen anything from them. So we just said that because you remember they sort of had a vague vote quote from somebody who was going to do it, and then I had somebody who said they'd do it labour free, and
That's right.
so we just said, can you just make sure we're getting the best price on that for you?
And we haven't given the money out, we've just,
I assume it's no,
no,
I assume it's still there, just waiting.
oh, they probably need to be reminded.
So just check the resolution, not saying what we said.
So are we comfortable with our resolution against this one?
Yeah.
Can we have a vote? All those in favour, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, all those against? Nobody? Okay, so we've dealt with those. So now we come to the consideration
House and garden.
house and garden.
Well, I do like it, it's nice and garden too.
Now, this is a first. So in the past, I know that they have these every,
Yeah, I've been to.
or
rotate around the
every couple
country.
of years, and it rotates around the country.
Oh,
But,
yeah.
We get one, I think.
Yeah, I don't remember them coming into us in two thousand and
They
nineteen.
never have it, yeah.
How does it work? Like, so because my understanding is that people pay for a ticket, or no, you can just go online and it's free to go.
No, it's really expensive.
No, it
It's
costs
not
huge
free.
amounts of money to go.
It goes to the Cancer Society, so the money they raise all goes to charity.
So that'll go to New Zealand Breast Cancer Foundation.
Mhm.
Third one goes
Yeah. But no,
That's awesome.
the tickets are quite expensive. I can't remember what they were last time. Anyway.
through that should.
But they haven't provided their accounts and
No.
information regarding their application. And so, I mean, this is why we need to try and get them to come in and report at the table, because when they miss an item, it can potentially mean missing out. And I'm not comfortable funding something like New Zealand House and Garden Tours from money for Martinborough, when they have not provided what's the minimum requirement.
No, they haven't. They need to go there.
I think it's a little bit commercially.
So
I think so.
do we have a sort of solution that might be we ask them to come and present, because they said they can do if requested,
Yeah,
speak to us on the benefits, but we give nothing at this stage, but we may consider it next stage.
yeah, just so that way to look at funding approval, something, that's always good.
And what is the thing about providing accounts if they ask for above a certain amount?
Because I heard that they were asking for.
But it sort of confused me a bit, because the
23
2,300 within about 1,500.
Well, they said they're all going to all three community boards, total of 10K, $2,500 each across the Martinborough, Featherstone, Greytown.
Yeah.
And community grant funds, so it's.
So 2.5.
Literally, they are going for all the community
All
board
the
funds
community
and the.
And an extra one, yeah.
So it is covering the whole area.
Yeah.
So 2.5 grand, but I think just because it's over that 1,500, we still need more information.
So can we agree to write to them and?
Yeah. Just let them know that it's because it's over that amount, that we're just needing some more information, and if they could come and present to us, that would be wonderful.
Okay, yep.
You happy with
And
that? Is
provide
everybody
the
happy
most
with
recent annual accounts to the table.
Yeah,
They actually did come back.
refused that.
that? Okay.
We did ask them to provide
Oh, and they refuse.
those as part of our requirements.
Yep.
They said, no.
Yeah, but it's
got
okay.
figures, though.
Well, put it to them that that's the only way that they'll get to us.
'Cause
So we'd like to see that, and
Yeah, what I didn't understand was when because they provide us with figures, they've said volunteers, 1,600 hours at $25 an hour. So the volunteers are volunteers, so they're putting in an imaginary amount of what they would pay for those volunteers. So if you look at that, then they don't make actually don't make a surplus if they took that out, because they're not really spending it.
So do we have a general agreement that we're going to ask them to come and present for next time?
good on you for noticing that, Angel.
Yeah, we can ask them, but as I say, I think it's important that we don't just ask them to come and talk to us, but that they actually provide all the information we need to make qualified decision.
Okay.
And then we could ask them that question about your volunteers are in there. Is that actually a real figure or is that?
Yeah, you can ask them
We
that.
can ask them that.
You can ask them that.
Yeah, because then they do make money. I mean, my gut feeling when I read it was it feels quite commercially, but yeah. Yeah, it's more of a, for the region. Regional fund?
Wonderful.
I know, it's cool, isn't it? Did you go to it? It's fun, wasn't it, at the Considine?
No, so gorgeous, not when it's back, I said the boys down.
It's quite a decent amount of money for doing.
I think it was really.
I was working.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yeah,
all day.
I didn't get to,
Yeah.
yeah, in the old days.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give it and listen to the video.
Okay.
And then pull the questions from there and then check.
Yeah, cool.
Okay, all right. So we'll leave that in abeyance then. for the moment.
Perfect. I'd like to thank Charlotte for submitting a outcome report.
Yeah.
It's the first one I think I might have seen since I've actually been on the community board. We don't always get them from people and I think it's really lovely.
What are we thinking for?
She did a report saying how Matariki Glow Walk went that we supported. Right at the back of all those pictures.
Yeah.
And it's
Brilliant.
it's nice to get that because that actually makes it all worthwhile.
We just want to send a note of
I
that.
think we should send.
We should see that. Thank you so much for that, yeah.
It was really appreciated.
Very good. Does that take care of all those? I think it does, doesn't it?
And do we have to?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know what we're up to. We approve paying
Main Farm
farm.
Financial Assistance Report,
Jane
agenda
Brown.
item 9.3.
Yeah,
We've completed that. So is everybody happy that we've completed that financial
Yes.
assistance report?
Can we look at Hauriki Marae, please?
I thought we agreed we had to do it to the
Or
next
do we
time.
have to remove?
We've got to remove it.
And move it to next time?
Next time.
Is that okay? So,
We need
so we move this through to a grant, looking at a grant from the community fund.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
there are
community fund for the,
still money in there.
Yeah.
still money in there. We didn't
But also
spend
they're
it.
going to the Māori Standing Committee as well, so it's
Correct. Yeah.
yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
It's worked out well, because it's hard when you don't know.
yeah.
You should, yeah.
Okay, so now I'm going to go through and approve the three that we have done. So I'm going to ask that we have a nomination for the first fund for the Wairarapa Pipe Band.
Oh, sorry, we've moved on. Okay, sorry. right.
I'll
Wrapping up what we've
move
just done.
Seconder,
Yep.
seconded, you got that?
Sorry.
Mel,
Aye.
Karen?
Mel and then Karen.
Karen?
Yep.
So do we have to have a vote? Yes, we do. Do all in favour, say aye.
Aye.
I,
All against, no. Okay, so the second, we're agreeing to supply cobblestone for $868 for the museum.
sorry, and the pipe band was only for $300, wasn't it?
Yeah.
300, sorry, yes,
Yeah.
sorry, yes, you're right, $300 will make that change.
Aren't we?
Sorry, so we just, can you make that change to $300, not the 800?
So do you agree to fund $300 to the Wairarapa Pipe Band to purchase a?
Yep.
Big pipe.
So we've voted that, but the amount of $300, not 800, okay?
Yeah.
So the second one, which we are going to approve or vote on, is for the Cobblestone Museum of 868. All those in favour?
Aye.
I,
Aye. All against? No, no, okay, so that's carried. And finally, for the agreements for the women's hockey.
We want them to come and speak.
Now, they need to, what we've agreed to is that they need to come and present us, and then we'll consider the amount we supply.
And same with the Stuff Limited. I'd like those two to be together because we're asking for the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, so that's 4 and 5. So can we vote on them separately though, just for that?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Through you, Chair, I think if you leave them to lapse and then I can write to them with your questions. No, don't do that.
No, we want,
So we're going to ask for these guys to come and present prior to us being able to approve any funding
Okay.
with regards to the Martinborough Women's Hockey.
okay, so can we vote on the first one? Which is to request that they come in and present to us at the next meeting.
Mhm.
We will then discuss the final amount we may submit to that.
I'll move that.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Aidan. Seconder,
I'd already moved
I'll
it.
second.
Mel, second, thank you very much. So all those in favour, say aye.
Aye.
Against?
Aye.
No? Okay,
Is
carry.
that just the hockey one or the last
It's just the hockey one.
one? Okay.
We'll do the same with the,
Mhm. But also we'd like their accounts.
so they need to
Staff.
give us their accounts and come and talk to us at the next meeting. So can I have a mover for that, please? Thank you, Pip.
And I'm second
Seconded by
that.
Mel. Thank you. We have a vote. All those in favour?
Aye.
Aye.
All those against, say no. Okay, carried.
Sorry, Chair, who's been moved that one?
Pip moved it and Mel seconded it.
I second it.
Seconded it.
Seconded it. Seconded
I
it.
seconded it.
I used too many then.
Yeah.
Yeah, do we, I don't know what we have to, but we will. Can we move that we accept Mrs. Harding's Matariki?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So can I have a nominator,
Either one of us.
Angela, and seconded by Pip?
Yeah.
All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
All those against say no. Okay, so that's carried as well.
And just a resolution, Storm, just maybe it would be quite nice to actually provide a letter to Charlotte, just saying, thank you for presenting, thank you for putting on a successful event. You know, so it's just a lot of this voluntary stuff you do is really quite thankless. So if we can actually reach out and thank you for some of the amazing work she does, that'd be great.
You want, I'll write you a letter.
Yeah.
You can.
Yeah, cool.
Okay, so I'll prepare a letter and give it to Robin to send on to Charlotte.
Sounds great. Thanks, Storm.
Okay.
That's great.
You know.
Okay.
Love hearts.
We're now going to, we're back to Payne Farm Financial Assessment Report. We've been there, done that, haven't
No, we had presentations, but we haven't actually gone through to.
Chair, now is when you make the decision.
we? Okay, so can I have somebody to nominate, to move it to receive the Payne Farm Financial Assistance Report?
Sure, I'll do
Thank
that.
you, Mel. A seconder. Angela, thank you. Do we have any questions, or are they already asked, or we're waiting for the report coming from the CEO at the next meeting?
Yeah.
For the Payne Farm Financial Assistance Report, we are awaiting the CEO's report.
No, it's on the financial.
No, this is for the grant.
This is the
We have up to 50,000.
Grants.
Not, well,
We're
Yeah,
approving
we've got
the-
the 50,000.
5.9.3, I'm not going to play it, okay.
what am I on? Payne Farm Financial
On
Assistance
9.3.
Report, 9.3. This is the financial assistance report.
Yeah.
The grant.
The grant.
Yeah, would it? It's item 2 on that list, so we've got to nominate it first, we have done.
So through your chair, you've formally received the Payne Farm Financial Assistance Report.
Yes.
So now you guys can make decisions on
On the
the
application.
applications and how much you're
So
funding.
have we officially moved and seconded?
Yes.
Okay. Right, so we can move on. So now we have to look at the application for funding.
Yeah.
Now, do you want to treat each one individually or?
Yeah,
do you want to
yes,
fund
yeah.
them collectively?
No, it's individually.
Okay, so
Can we start with the basketball hoop, because that's easy. I said the easy.
Yeah, basketball hoops. That's
why not
Oh, 49.
we'll go backwards? Thank you very much.
Start with-
So just to please Angela, we'll start with the Martinborough School replacement hoops, which is item 5 on my list. I don't know what it is on yours.
Yep, should be fine.
That's
Okay,
right.
so can we have a nominator to receive this?
Okay, that's what it is.
Yep. Oh, and I'll,
Karen, Mel, you're the seconder. Thank you very much. Right.
Point of detail, the one hoop, is it?
One hoop.
Yes, for basketball hoop.
So what do we want to do?
Approve it, don't we?
I'd like to.
I think we
prefer
put the
in
floor
a
down.
word to prove it.
This is all coming from Payne Farm. So do we agree?
Yeah, I definitely,
Support this?
yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so can we just have an official vote on this? So all those in favour of supporting this, say aye.
I,
Against, say no. So that's approved. Oh, is that the first one we've done?
Yeah, full amount,
yeah,
Wow.
$1,200.
Anyway, okay, so Angela,
Easy one.
I'll seek to you again. Which would you like?
Well, I think we should go to 6.6 and move that the application from Howrickie Marai gets moved to the next meeting as a general grant funding.
It's for general grant funding,
Yeah, so we can take that one out of the equation.
their application.
It's item 7.
Oh, well, it's 6.6 on.
Okay, it's item 7 on my list. So it's the
Yes.
consideration for the Marai for
Alrighty.
$17,710. Can I have a mover for that? And we're moving to move it to the other funding. source.
Recommended.
Yes, yes, to the Martinborough Community Board.
Fund.
Funding source.
Grant.
Okay, do we have a seconder to that?
That.
You
Yeah.
happy? with
I would second that.
that?
So are you,
Moving this from this report
yep,
to community.
Look at funding from our community grant.
And
and it will appear in the next,
And it'll be.
Let them know.
And you're gonna let her know that that's coming.
yeah.
yeah,
And if she can just pop in and present, that would be amazing.
Yeah, so we're just going to get him to present to that.
Uh-huh.
Okay, all those in favour, say aye.
I,
Those
Aye.
against? No, thank you. We consider that one out. Right, now we're back to top of the pile again. We're looking at the, what are we looking at? The pump track.
Sorry. Can I just, through you, Chair, I'm a huge supporter of the pump track. What I haven't seen is a lot of support coming from council table towards this community-led initiative. I know that there has been funding. What I'm saying is that I know that in seeking funding from council, that Charlotte has been put continually to come to the Payne Farm to request funds. So I'm open to discussing what the final figure is with everybody, but I would like to just say that my boys are just hitting exactly the age group that this pump track is really going to help support and target. So there is, I see from the other parents, from the kids that I've talked to, and this is one of the things. So Maynard's in his final year at college, at primary school, and they're talking about this pump track. It's going to be happening. It's coming soon, and yeah, from my perspective, I just see it as a real positive for the community. and for our children in the community.
Okay, so I take it that's a supporting vote from you, Mel.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Does anybody else have any commentary to this?
I believe that the pump tracks are going to be a great asset. I do have some reservations about certain parts of it. I'm coming from a different stance because I'm not a mum with young kids. I'm looking at it in a different
But you're a
route.
grandma.
But I'm a nana.
Yeah.
But she'll be there.
Yeah.
Probably one of the kids causing problems. But yeah, so I want to take into account all the applications we've got. And so I'm not so comfortable about going top end with this financially, because I do feel like I'd like to share the love if I can.
Okay, so
How much money.
just before we decide on perhaps the number of figure, and Aidan, I'll see you, so I'll ask you next.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll discuss whether we want to support it, then
Yeah,
maybe we'll
cool.
discuss the level of support we'll provide.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Aidan, do you have a comment?
Yes, I'll comment to your first point, Storm. I do support it. I think it's a great asset. And it's a community-driven initiative. Mel, I just want to, I think you were talking about council funding, and I think it's a really great thing that the community has driven it themselves. They have done a lot of fundraising already, and they have come to the Martinborough Community Board because there is a specific fund available for initiatives like this for kids in town. I am, I suppose, disappointed and frustrated that there have been other initiatives within the district that have put their hand out to council and received a hell of a lot of council funding. That's council funding from ratepayers across the whole district, which is essentially been seed money before those organisations have actually raised any fund or raised any funds themselves.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I think that, you know, we and the organising committee for the pump track are doing a really great job. I think, yeah, like I said, it's an awesome project and initiative. With regards to the value of funding it, I take on board what Angela has to say. I would like to see, and I'd be prepared to move that we fund it to 25,000. I know it's not what they're asking, but by funding it at 25,000, or then we can approve that here and now. We don't have to, if we went to 35, we have to then go to the next level up within council. But why don't we get this over and done with and do it now?
I tend to agree with you, Aidan, that to shift the number, it's whether we talk the number 25 or 30, is what I'd be contending. But it's up to us to vote which we want to do.
Well, I think from the way that the policy is written, we can't grant anything higher than 25 amongst ourselves.
Yes.
It's very vague the way it's written. The actual wording says will be caught annually will not exceed $25,000. Then number 4 in the funding distribution policy says any expenditure above 35,000 is subject to there's a $10,000.
There's a $10,000. Who knows?
Okay, so if we accept that,
can I finish, guys? Can I finish?
Sorry, mate. I thought you had.
No, I haven't. So my final point was that, you know, if we grant them 25,000 now, there's nothing. I don't believe that there is nothing to stop them from reapplying to us in a further grant funding round.
In the next financial year. Perfect.
Sounds fair. Okay.
The other question is, should it be a grant or a pledge? Because if they don't, I mean, it looks hopeful that they will get all the funding, but if they don't.
Well, the question about
No,
that,
it's a grant.
It has to be a grant.
do we have to commit? I think, which would mean we can't pledge it. We've got to commit.
Okay. I was going to abstain on this when I came because I had some big reservations about it, but I've been convinced today from you people with the children in that demographic that it is a really good.
Oh, that's breakthrough.
Yeah.
Me too.
It is hard when you don't have the children.
Yeah. Not saying, oh man, the vibe is
Have we had enough conversation on this?
Well, I thought you were just asking everybody what they thought, and so I'd just like to
Yeah,
As long
also
as-
say whether or not I want it.
yeah.
Okay.
So, no, look, over the years, this is not anything new. Once again, Martinborough, has been told that they have to go out and do a whole lot of fundraising to be able to get anything. However, I would like to point out that council has already advised the youth trust that they will be putting in a toilet block into Considine Park when this is done. It's already been promised. It was promised by Bryce and then by James. So the amenities area has already confirmed that they will be looking at putting a new toilet block and to be ensuring that there is something there prior. So if that means accessing the toilet block that is already adjacent, then however they do it, that's obviously for officers. But I would like to just say that in that sense, that they are helping with regards to that. However, I also just, want to put my disappointment in the fact that council has not put that funding in because Martinborough has Cane Farm and Greytown has Greytown Trustlands Trust. So, which is very, the whole reason for it was for things like this. So again, I just want to put my disappointment that they won't come to the table when it comes to things in Martinborough, and that Martinborough is expected to do all of the fundraising. However, I would absolutely support this because we have watched over the years this funding go from like 10,000 and now they've already reached 120,000. I think that's amazing. That's already there, plus another 100,000 pledged. So I mean, they're really smashing it out of the park. Or pump track. So I just, I absolutely, if I would want to give them the whole 35, I don't think that's available in this round. I would absolutely second exactly what Aidan has said. To look at that 25,000 and then let them know to come back, for the first round that we have.
So Pip, do you want anything noted in the minutes?
Just what I said.
Yeah.
I just want it to, I want just the whole thing, the same as Aidan, exactly very similar to what Aidan said. I'm absolutely endorsing this, so.
I think that's pretty unanimous.
Yeah, I support that.
And then,
Right,
Yeah.
so we've agreed, everybody's had a say.
Yep.
I think the idea put forward by Aidan is a good one, and we can convey that to
Yep.
Charlotte in the future. So what we have is to agree to fund at the moment 25,000. And we have nothing else advised, but we will quietly tell them they can reapply for another 10.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's not going to get mentioned at this stage officially.
We
You
just,
just-
fine, okay, fine.
You
So
just
we,
storm it as public.
we have.
Okay, so we've announced it, all right. So
we just told them, yeah,
we'll tell them we'll do it in two chunks.
yeah.
So apply for this one for
And just
25
say they can reapply,
and reapply for the 10.
reapply.
Mhm.
Okay,
In the
Well, you
next
know what,
financial year, yeah.
okay, so can we have a vote on that? Can we have a nominator?
Nominate.
Angela, seconder, Aidan, thank you, Aidan. All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
All those against?
Aye.
Okay, carried.
Oh,
That's good.
They weren't against.
A good solution. Thank you, Aidan.
So what's next?
So next one we have is for the Mark Junior Cricket Club.
Are we able to please, I did ask for them to come and that my concern was that we just needed some letters.
Yeah.
What was their response? Did they respond back to that with regards to the fact that because now it would be multi-use and it would include the soccer and it would include the rugby ground, so to get some additional letters?
I think what we're saying here is that we may approve, but we need some support from the other sports clubs and letter from them.
Yeah, it's just come back again without any of the.
Has it not changed what they sent me last time?
Yeah, I went back to them and asked them for letters of support from the groups surrounding them.
That are used.
That also use the same park. We went and, so I went and spoke to James, who had just had a meeting with, or some time ago, I'm not quite sure of the time frame, I'm afraid, had a meeting with the junior cricket club and the people who are already engaged in that park. And they agreed verbally that it was okay, but no one produced any letters. He emailed out to them a month ago, just after the last
meeting.
asking for letters of support for this project. I haven't received anything back. I've asked a few times. I haven't.
So if you ask the people who are wanting to, the application to go and get those letters, because I don't think it's up to
We asked
council to.
we asked her, and Jane helped us.
Sent out to the other. I thought you just said that it was sent out to the
We did both.
people.
So I asked her to get letters, and then talked to James, and he helped send out a reminder. And
I mean,
as well.
I'm not against this. I just need to know.
Yeah.
I don't want to make a decision as sitting here at the Martinborough Community Board. If there is any, we don't want to do that, and
Maybe,
they won't be able to use it.
But
It's
maybe
already an important and well-used asset. That's all. It's like, it's got the soccer, it's got the rugby, the rugby in particular, that's their grounds. And they've been the first holder. I think they've allowed soccer to come in there. If there's going to be multi-sport use there, and they want to add in cricket, it's just they're going to need something from the soccer and from rugby. I fully agree and support that requirement for letters of support.
do you think that the other users are actually not in support, or is it a matter of just?
No, it's just to have that.
I was going to say, then, shall we suggest that we draft a letter that they just sign? Because sometimes it's difficult to get someone to actually, do you know what I mean? If you give them, say you're in support.
Even if it's only like 2 lines.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, yeah. And then all they need to do is.
Just that help they can assume we support the junior cricket team moving to, and setting up, because they're going to be putting stuff that's for the grounds.
Totally.
Okay.
To be
Sorry,
putting
and it needs to be from the secretary of those clubs, or
it needs to be,
it needs to be an official letter, not
From the
just
secretary.
the person I know who plays rugby said it's okay.
Okay, so what we're agreeing to, I think, is that we're not going to grant this at the moment, but we are going to send
We're
them,
still holding, we're just waiting for the information.
we are going to send a letter to them to sign saying they agree to the action.
No,
That was.
no. We're going to ask for a letter from the secretary of each of the places.
We just,
But we shouldn't to give them a format.
okay.
I would have thought that.
Well, it's taken so long to get it.
I know, I'm like.
Something going wrong. So
It might be that they're
if we
waiting
can
for a
pass
meeting.
letter that says we agree
Yeah.
and sign it by the officials.
Sorry, Storm, I understand what you're
It's
saying,
still like
but
we're
it's
just
not
jumping
us,
to.
it's not this table that's not providing the information. So I think that's the thing, is it's not our table that's not giving the information in a timely manner. They need to provide it to our table in support of their application, that's all. So if they can please get those from the groups already holding.
Now, we've already been down that track, according to Robin, and asked them directly and indirectly, and we've got no response. So
And we need to say no.
Then, okay.
Sorry, I don't mean to be so black and white about it, but
That's fair
these,
enough. It's just understanding what our steps are.
Have we asked her?
So our steps are, if they don't respond, then there'll be a no.
Okay.
Yeah, so just let them know, and for us to be able to look at approval, we are just needing a letter from the secretary of the other,
Soccer and the.
from the football and from the other users of the grounds.
Yeah.
So that just needs to be a simple statement.
That's just,
Simple, we support.
they're aware of it, and that we.
Right, so we've come to a solution. So the motion's going to read that in order for us to fund this request, they have to provide us with a letter signed by the 2 other sporting facilities
That currently use the grounds.
being in support. Okay, so we're going to put that in a motion. Is everybody happy with the motion?
Well, at least in the last, like it might have to be a great big long epistle.
Hang on, can I just ask, because this feels very much like we're doubling up. This was already asked for. This was already in the previous motion. I just kind of feel like, why are we now putting the same motion in again? Like,
Has
can we
anyone
just
sp-
get
has
it and
anyone
then
spoken
until we
to-
get it, it doesn't come here.
Anyone asked to watch us on it?
What we're saying this time is if they don't do it, they won't get approval. So that's up to them. If they
Yeah.
don't want to do it, then they don't, and they don't get approval.
Okay.
Need it in time for the next meeting. If we haven't got
Yeah,
it, then.
sounds
it will be-
perfect.
Yeah, and if you, if
That sounds perfect.
just give them a date that's like 2 weeks before the meeting, so that way we can make sure we've got it in
To
time.
be honest, it should be by the end of April.
Mm.
Just finish there.
By
Put
the
in
end
there,
of
the end of April.
And if we don't hear by then they don't get any approval. So you
Yeah.
comfortable with that, Graham?
Okay, can I just read it
Yes,
out?
read it out,
Yeah.
please.
In order for us to fund this request, they must provide a letter or letters
Letters.
that currently from
Hello.
users,
How many users are there?
So this is stuff in the soccer player.
Football and the rugby.
The rugby, okay.
currently use the ground in support by the end of April 2024. And then,
And so be considered at the next meeting.
I see what I consider at the next meeting.
Unless,
Yeah,
So everybody hearing that?
Yeah.
Can I just go for a vote? Is all those in favour of that recommendation? Say aye.
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 Yes. Okay, all right, so that's carried in that respect, that we're going to tell them what to do.
Yeah.
So then, no, not quite
Sad,
fine.
because I said we want to get.
Two others to deal with.
Yeah.
Two others to deal with.
Can I, so if I can just speak for the squash club and their upgrade, I actually thought Carol's presentation, being there to answer our questions, and that she spoke, I guess, to their own due diligence and being able to come to the table with an amount like 5,000 instead of 100,000. So I really do applaud her for that, and I personally feel that I have sufficient information to make a decision to support the application for $5,000 to the Martinborough Squash Club. That's me.
Yeah,
So much information.
absolutely agree.
Yeah, I agree. So which one are we up to?
So can I have a mover, please, to that submission? Karen?
I'll move it.
You're seconding it now.
Okay.
So the movement is that we fund the squash club to the amount of $5,000.
Yes.
All those in favour?
Aye.
Aye.
No, carried, thank you. So then we come to what is the last one, which is the golf club. So I think we can officially rule out the $100,000 as being anything near what we're going to
We
do.
have to borrow to give them that, so that might be a bit tricky.
You have
18.
Left,
8,751 left.
left. Do we want
That's
to,
if we put in anything aside from.
well, the question is, do we want to put anything into the golf club?
Well,
Hang on.
I don't think.
Sorry?
Can I speak?
Sorry, I just
Oh, Mel, sorry, go Mel.
no.
Away you go, Aidan.
Do you have a conflict of interest, Aidan? Are you a member of the golf?
Oh, I was a member of the golf club.
Oh, you've got
Interest. Can't vote.
I'm an old hacker from way back and I'd make a mess of those greens. No, I'm not a member of the golf club.
So you're donating 100,000?
No, I'm not.
Shall we give them anything?
I know there is I know that they have a big project underway, but I also know that there are a number of Martinborough children who enjoy golf, who receive coaching, not only at the moment, but there have been large numbers of Martinborough primary school children and then secondary school children who have learnt golf and gone on to great things as a result of the Martinborough Golf Club. So I would put a figure of, say, 10% of what they have asked for, 10,000.
10,000, yeah.
But we've only got 8 left, haven't we?
Well, no, that's a,
It's only if the cricket club comes
it's only if the cricket club come back, and the way I'm feeling about
Yeah.
it. So I think, yeah.
And sorry, we're at $31,249 right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
So if we approve, if we do approve 10, then we're sitting at 41,249. So the cricket club's asking for 5,000. I just think if we actually do, there should be sufficient money.
The cricket club's asking.
We can give less, we don't need
Yeah.
them. The cricket club's asking. Yeah,
So maybe by their tardiness, they may miss out on getting the full amount.
Look, I'd just like to again, Aidan, I just want to support what Aidan has said.
Look, I can't.
I absolutely agree. That I think the 10%, 10,000
it's something.
is,
Yeah.
that's perfect.
Yeah.
I think it's a great
do
way to look at it.
a lot of support, you know, they don't pay rates, the
Do they?
golf course is owned by the South Wairarapa
But
charity.
Payne Farm does.
Right?
So
What were you gonna say?
why doesn't the right go right?
So they do get a lot of
They're a registered charity.
support from this community now. Don't they?
But I still think that, you know, they've come with with what's it, it seems like, I mean, it is a sizable chunk. They admitted that, we know that,
It's
that
small
was
amount
a
of population.
very much and like they said, an aspirational amount. But for what they're having to do, the fact that it is the very first time that they've come,
Yeah.
I
Is it
think,
front up?
yeah, and they came.
I think that may.
And I just think, you know, like 10,000 to me feels right from the Payne Farm account.
For that purpose, yeah.
Yeah.
So as I'm abstaining, do we have a final submission, which is that we grant to the golf club the amount of $10,000?
Well,
Okay, so we have a mover. Is that you moving it, Aidan? Sorry.
Yeah.
yes,
Seconder?
And I'll second.
Okay, so can we have a vote? I'm abstaining from the vote. All those in favour say aye.
I,
Aye.
Those against? Are you abstaining, Karen?
I'm abstaining
Okay,
on this one.
so in that respect, it's still carried. Okay,
perfect.
happy with that? I think that puts that to bed.
Left
Do we
cricket.
agree?
Yeah, I'm really happy with that. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, we're still not doing the chair's report. We've just got to get through a couple of other quick items and we're running out of time because we have to be out of here at 9:30.
Just ask one question. When we are giving funding, can we actually put this out for the publicly? We need to publish it.
I don't think there's any reason for us not to publish it.
Yeah, I just think it'd be nice to stick it on.
It's already on,
Community.
Can we have a break?
it's already on public
Yeah,
notice.
I just, think it'd be nice to,
I mean,
maybe even, get papers involved. It's quite nice that money's gone out there.
Yeah.
I think we should,
We'll do it as,
can we do that?
one of our columns.
are we able to have a break?
To let people know that Payne Farm funds where they end up, can we do it on a council Facebook page or community board Facebook page?
Yeah, so we can,
We have comms to.
next week and
Yeah.
get some comments around
So
it.
it has been a very long time since.
Do we need to ratify that or you just quite happy as a statement from?
I just think if we just get it out, I think we should let people know where it's gone and that we've just.
Do we agree with that? We agree with that?
Yep.
Do we want to have something stated in here?
Oh, yeah, the grant.
Have it out there on
grant,
Facebook and just push it out and say,
I would
where it's
agree with that.
We've agreed it.
Something stated in the minutes.
I just want it to happen.
No, okay.
But yeah,
Aidan?
we should have it out there, yeah.
Hey,
yep, I'm sure it will happen and I'll, perhaps if Robin has a chat with Alex and Alex and I can do something on the Facebook page. But my first point that I was going to make was I was going to say congrats team. This is the first time in 4.5 years that Martinborough Community Board has released funding from Payne Farm.
so we'll all get a pat on the back for that. Thanks.
It didn't happen between 219 and 222 because the community board then was just focused.
Yeah, that's why we need to push it out.
We had no money. There was no money.
It's a lot now, but we're still spending it.
Yeah.
No figures.
Good work.
I think it's.
So we're now moving to item 9.4. Do we agree? The action items report.
Can we have a break, please?
Just bear in mind we're running out at 9:30.
Gotta finish at 9, I think.
No, but I'm really sorry, guys, like honestly, like we've been here for ages and I just need to have a stretch and
Yeah.
then like go to the bathroom and that kind of
That's
stuff, and we
quarter to
just
9,
need a
we can have
break.
5 minutes, 5 minutes.
Steve, it has
10 minutes.
five
It's
minutes.
5 minutes, is that all right? I'm sorry, I just need a break.
5 minutes, you're chewing into it, just taking a break.
Yeah.
You're chewing into it now.
Well, she's not here, what should we prove?
Yeah, tell her the next 5 committees she's on. Storm, or Robin, are either of you there at the moment? Hello, hi. Look, I just want to, I need to go now, but I just want to give my apologies for the rest of the night, but thanks very much, guys, for everything.
Okay,
Thank you.
cheers, cheers, Mel.
Yeah, we'll see you all soon.
Yeah.
Ko Marie,
That's it, yeah.
ko Marie.
Bloody buggery bollocks.
With
So in order of what we're doing,
I'm sure
I'm going to quickly scan through the action items. They have come down quite a bit.
well. So action item. Are we going again? Yeah.
Yep. Going again.
So 497 about the
Investment.
on the Martinborough town sign entrance. We do have any work in progress? Do we have any answers to that?
That's 279, did you say?
The first one, 497,
497.
first one,
First one.
top of the list.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Okay. No,
Do we have any answers back on that?
no,
Which,
Ms. Maynard, it's Mel and she's not here, she's.
Okay, so we'll just.
Let's leave it like that, yeah, open.
The second one is to the historical information of Bidwell's cutting, still in progress.
I mean, I think we should-
No, it says actioned.
Action, no.
Yeah, why is it action?
why did-
Wait, sorry, I was reading the wrong end.
No, it does say action. I don't know why it says
But
action.
you didn't, I'm not sure why it says action.
Because we
either.
decided we to treat it all as one entity, was a discussion we had at one of the meetings, that we would do work together with the Maori Standing Committee on all the signs.
Science, yeah.
All right.
Time.
Yeah, but I don't think we even need to worry because, I mean, I just can't see why we can't have a sign that just like is a typical Waka Kotahi sign that just says, welcome to Martinborough, no mai, haere mai, or, you know,
Yeah. So, but
Keep
that,
going.
and the signs are all getting looked at, aren't they?
What's that?
yeah.
Signage is being looked at.
And then, but the one with regards to the Bidwell's cutting
Yeah,
sign.
yeah.
Why don't, I mean,
We've got $3,000 sitting there for it.
so I mean, why don't we just make it, why don't we just get it done?
It's,
It was a wedding.
Wait,
It's a
so all,
It's the
we
big one.
already had the,
We've got the picture.
we had the picture and we already had
Wedding.
some, all we need is just like the normal wording of what we want it to say. Yeah,
But
and then we can have like have someone, then it can come to the
Why don't
planning
I-
committee and they,
Why don't I redistribute it to everybody so we can see what it is we're trying to fill in with that? The
Yeah.
actual thing, and we
Yeah.
can all go, are we able to complete this? Yeah,
So.
I'll
Angela
redistribute.
to action.
I'll redistribute it, yeah.
Okay.
So it shouldn't say actioned, it's open.
but it's definitely not action. So can we reopen that, please?
So
Yes, so
731 is reopened.
Yeah.
Angela to action.
I'll send up, yeah.
279, I think, Stefan, you've actioned that, haven't you?
Yeah, so Martinborough sports teams can use the turf, is
You can use the school.
that right?
I think the grey ones are with action by are closed. They're actually
Yeah,
Yeah, but they're not like,
going back over the action.
well, they've only just happened, so that they wouldn't still be on here if there'd been action prior.
Or stay on for another meeting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, they stay on to the next one, but we're just wondering, like, because
Bidwell's cutting.
that one definitely was an action,
No.
like, there's still no sign at Bidwell's cutting, so that,
But what
And
we're
is,
saying
can we
is
change it to Bidwell, not Bidwell?
279 has been actioned, and we can take it off. the list.
Bidwell's correct.
Bidwell.
Bidwell, yeah.
No, but in the grey bit, it says Bidwell.
it says Bidwell.
1 minute it says Bidwell and then it says Bidwell.
Oh, it does too, Bidwell.
Yeah, take that, yeah.
So at 279, we're saying it's action, we can get rid of it, yeah?
But we know the
Yeah.
answer to that. If we know. the
Yeah, so that,
answer,
yeah, because it says,
Yeah.
so I'm assuming that says
Oh.
it's absolutely fine.
And the wastewater plant was checked, so that's actioned.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay, so that's action, so that's 492.
and that, they won't be charged, so that's great.
yeah.
Okay.
Hospitals for open tender paying farms. So
501,
have we got an answer that we're all happy with?
From them up to
yeah, we're
C,
gonna get
apparently.
that.
You're gonna just say from CE? It's better, yeah. That's open.
Stefan, do you have anything on 69, which is about the 70k speed zone? Is there any comment to that?
No, this for you, Chair, this was the subject of discussion during the recent SWC meeting. And one of the problems with just moving the sign without the improved speed management plan having been approved is that you're basically creating a new traffic zone, but you've got no ability to legally enforce it. So this was, we got an action from a council committee meeting to look at whether we can write to the minister to ask if the intended actions we were taking in our speed management plan, consistent with the direction of the changes to the land transport rule, which we will do. I've also heard informally, I've heard that Carsten may be looking favourably now at submitting the interim speed management plan for approval, which would be really positive if we could do that, so then we could get on with implementation, but that's only been communicated to me informally.
Okay, so we'll just leave it open, waiting for that.
Can I just ask though, like going into Carterton today, it says town centre 40 k's. Going into Greytown, it says town centre 40 k's. So with Martinborough and being asked if we could,
State highways.
yeah, and I understand that, but what I'm saying is when we're talking about having things equal, you know, like when council looks after that part, why can't we just say town centre 40 k for here? You know, I mean, State Highway 53 still comes all the way up to Kitcheners. So there could actually be a sign down by Broadway Street or even at Princess Street saying town centre 40 k's.
Don't agree, but as I say, the difference between two you cited and this one is that was on NZTA's.
But Kitchener Street is State Highway 53.
You have to get NZTA to do that.
So, yeah.
That creates some weird grey area.
I don't know, because the other thing is, I mean, so I mean, that's my question as well. And if that could be raised to the minister, because although we're not State Highway 2, which is still another state highway, so Martinborough should still be able to get the sign that says 40 k.
That's true, that is all state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
You know, can we please find out why that is, that it hasn't happened? Because
What's your question, councillor? You want.
So the
40 k at the
Town
end.
centre.
No, so at Princess Street, which is still State Highway 53, it says town centre 40 k. So that way people are aware as they're coming into town, and then because one of the things that we've been asking for in the interim speed management plan was that right round town was 40 k, and then at the square we were going to look at 30.
yeah.
So what I'm saying is, even if we can't do the 30, which is in there, all the others that are going through State Highway 2 all have gone for 40 k's for their towns. Like it all has signs saying town centre 40 k. So they're 40 k zones now. Why can't Martinborough at Princess Street have a sign that says 40 k, town centre 40 k?
Just to be sure I'm getting this, you want us to ask NZTA if they'll change the speed from the section of road from 50 on the section of road between Princess Street and the square.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's letting through, because that's our town centre, the same as the others, so that would be.
No.
Yeah, to align
People
with the
are getting
other
used
because that way at least we're already making a positive step with everyone that's asking about that being changed, so. Yeah.
It ties in with us in the town centre.
What does?
State Highway 2.
Well, it's something that's just like kind of like aligning us with
Make
the
people
others.
think twice about
Yeah.
proceeding.
I get it.
I mean, Carterton's already got that, and yet we're waiting for Carterton to put through this, and yet they've already got a 40, you know, whereas we don't.
So is that a new action item?
So I think we were waiting to see what decision was made on the speeds in
The interim.
Martin Township, because otherwise what you'd have is 100,
I've swapped.
170, 50, 40, 30, wouldn't you?
Yeah, so,
Ridiculous.
yeah.
So
Because
can I just say, just to wrap this up, Stephen, can you just have a look at it and tell us if that's the explanation? We'll sit with that until such time as the speed zones for the council are introduced.
but Stephen just said he was just sending it through,
I see what you mean, because we can't,
Yeah.
there's no point in going through and having speed zone changes.
yeah,
When we should have a more
But-
definite plans. That's what I'm sort of saying.
but we haven't got any speeds that, what I'm saying is that they've already put in place the 40, can we just have the 40? Something that makes Martinborough a little safer.
What we're saying is that you can't do that without convoluting everything.
Every other.
It wouldn't be convoluting anything because then it can be changed once this goes through. But in the meantime, if Waka Kotahi has made provisions for other towns that are on state highways and they've got those signs, Martinborough should be the same.
Wouldn't this go to council for council table to make that decision,
Yeah,
not
'cause we're talking-
not our decision? You
No,
can,
but
you can take it to council, but
But
we
this
can't
is
make
on,
a decision.
this is on here because of the, like feedback on the
That was on
70
the way.
K zone and stuff like that. So that's why I'm saying,
Yeah, I just,
can
I
we
think it
at
has to
least
go to
move
council.
that? Because I've noticed that it's already happened in other towns.
Yes, I know, for different authorities.
So, is the Martinborough Community Board backing that, what I'm saying, or no?
I'm.
I don't
You're happy with it?
Relying on what the executive is telling us, and that it's a convoluted process to do what you're talking.
Saying that, were you?
No, he was saying he would go, he was said he was writing to the minister anyway, so I'm like, can you?
What I was saying, Chair, is that the speeds cascade down from the state highway to the town.
Yeah.
And they have to be consistent, I agree, and they have to make sense in terms of the instructions that we're giving to drivers. That process isn't something that we would just write to the minister about. It'd be something that we address through the changes that we're making in the interim speed plan. And that's why we're asking NZTA if we can go ahead and submit for approval. So the answer is yes, but it's done through the interim speed management plan process.
Is there a reason why the state highway is treated differently?
Yeah. I mean, it's another controlling authority's road. It's not our road.
No, that's what I mean, but is there a reason why they're treating it differently to the other state highways? Because what I'm saying is on the other state highways, they've put the 40s every time you're going into other townships. And why they're treating our state highway differently from that leads into Martinborough, differently from the others, and that's the question.
We just changed
That
that.
should just be the same.
To include some of this.
Well, we're just going to continue on with it because I'm just going to say that we'll wait for Stefan to give us a comment back. So it's open until Stefan gives us a comment about the plan schedule they're going to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, so to include that there, that'll stay open. Be with the
All right,
interim speed
yeah.
management plan
Yeah.
and incorporate the 40K.
Once we determine the speeds of using areas, we will be then in a position to advocate for the right speeds on NZTA roads. Until we do that, we haven't set, remember, we were going to consult on whether the whole of the Martinborough area was set at a certain speed. It wasn't done, that isn't done in the interim speed management plan. We were going to consult, we said we were going to do it in the LTP, but then the LTP got canned.
Yeah.
So there are some decisions that we still need to make
Yeah.
on the general speed in the residential area. They have to cascade into the speed set by the national authority on highways.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
So
Okay.
it's all to, yeah, cool, done.
Okay, so item 70. You would have had we won't
Yeah.
discuss this now, but you've got a list
Yeah,
here.
All right, yeah.
yeah.
Speed count, so review that and we'll come back to it. 75.
You, Chair?
Yeah.
Investigated 2 of the outstanding, funding that has been allocated funding but hasn't been uplifted. I'm continuing to investigate others as.
Yeah, because you've got.
Was it 65 or 650?
Yes,
$600?
wasn't it?
$605, no, that's the remaining, that was.
So the remaining was.
Remaining 65.
$65, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's a couple of others in there that need to be,
Yep.
so, but you know that.
So that's just left
That'll
open.
just be added from, yeah. That'll come with these.
So-
When we've got the,
76.
That will all be corrected at the next meeting. Being put back then.
If I can find everybody. So through you, Chair, I am, redesigned the grants, some of the grants process, and I'm backfilling all these answers for all 3 boards and the Māori Standing Committee as I go.
Right.
So the answers are coming.
some
You happy with that?
Yeah, cool,
So 76, it's in abeyance. We're waiting for the CEO report,
yeah,
which I think applies to 78.
yeah.
And I think.
Oh, 78, I was gonna say I can make a comment on 78. So the
Camping, sorry.
Freedom Campaign, the decision not to use Coronation Park. So originally when it was set up by the Junior Rugby Club as a fundraiser, they used to charge $10 each to let people in. There was an objection from the business associate put through via the business association eventually about the campaign, saying it was, working against our commercial campground that was already running in the town, in town as well. And at that point, the rugby club decided no longer to do it.
So it did.
So it stayed in Buried, yeah. And it was Nicole Hawkins that ran it, and she used to live in Cologne Street, and now she's moved further out. She doesn't think anyone else would ever take that up. So as far as she's concerned, it's gone.
Close, yep.
Yeah.
Thankless.
Item 111. Excuse me, is in abeyance.
So can that be closed then?
Yeah.
Yeah, so closed
Done.
78,
Done.
but item 111 is still open.
Yeah.
Let's see, here's okay.
Just one point about the lighting over the pedestrian crossings. It's not an action item, which has not actually happened yet, so was that?
No, we did ask, you've tendered for that, or you?
Tenders on Gets,
Tender that,
is it?
It's on Gets.
tender that, yeah.
Yeah.
Tender
It is?
Not
Tender,
Gets.
tender let, what is it?
It's not get stuff open.
Just another process of,
That's another process.
Yeah, cool.
just go to tender.
Well, so when did it go on tender let, Stephen?
Yes.
Oh,
Perfect.
okay.
Thank you very much, we can do that.
Progress.
So now we move to members' reports. Do the official yes, no with the
Oh,
action items, so
sorry.
can I ask that we accept have somebody to move to accept the action items report?
Yeah.
Thank you, Angela. Seconded?
Yep.
Thank you. Hello, so that's closed. Members' reports, we have one or two, we have two, I think, don't we?
I've left, councillor Maynard's in as a verbal report.
Okay,
If you
so,
wanted to say something.
all right,
Not mine, Aidan.
Oh.
Aidan's been one, but if you
Aidan's
just on
Yeah.
It's off left, okay. You're on there.
No. They asked for a councillor each meeting to provide, to report back about what's going on that affects Martinborough and so I did the first one.
Yeah, taking it in 10.
oh, sorry, so now we're just going to go to item 10, which is the members' reports. Can I have somebody to move Angela's
Yeah.
member report?
Oh, yes.
Thank
Are
you.
you wanting money?
No, well, a bit.
And do we have a second?
I'll see.
Thank you. So the motion is, Angela's going to talk to us on the flag.
Seconds, 2 seconds on flags. Right, so-
It's all on.
So happy holiday flags, ones we put up over the Christmas holidays, they are getting very tatty and very torn. As you can see, it no longer says.
They're not the new ones?
Days. Yes, these are the new ones okay, these are, that's how they've gone. So do we want to just replace the number of flags that need replacing and keep the same design, or do we want to use new designs?
What is your recommendation?
I would just keep to what we've got, just in the fact that we haven't got a lot of money to spend at the moment.
Yeah.
So I'd keep these for another couple of years. Replace the ones that are really damaged.
Yeah.
And I
And
can
then
get,
just leave the
and
rest.
I'll get a quote for them for the next meeting and submit it.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
So the action report on that is that Angela will give us a report on costs for repairing some of the, or not.
Flags.
Replacing.
But it says, because it was option one was purchase 8 flags to replace the damaged ones. They were $89 each plus GST, which is $818.80. But this was done a couple of months back, so I'll just check in case there's been any price increases.
So you'll just give an update on the financial.
Yeah, I'll update on the next meeting.
So all in favour?
Aye.
Aye.
Hang on, excuse me,
Sorry,
Chair.
mate. Sorry. Didn't see your hand up.
I've got a question. What's been the life expectancy or the time
Yeah.
span, and how long have they lasted for before
Yeah, I don't know when these ones were purchased. I don't know. I'll go back to Bernie and find out.
4 hour time.
Yeah, I'll ask Bernie how long we've had them and what's the life expectancy, because a lot of the flags got really, really damaged. The Martinborough Fair flags got really damaged too. And I've suggested that they might need to replace them
pretty
because they
windy.
were really messy. And we don't want them flying in town if they look tatty. You know, we want them to look good. So, but I will get in touch with Bernie and check that, because if they're not lasting more than a season, then it's just getting too expensive.
Waste of time. Yep.
Yeah, so I'll find out.
Thanks for
Yeah.
that, Angela. That was
Oh.
just my question that I wanted to ask.
Yeah,
It's a good question.
So the item there is then, from councillor Pitt Maynard, but that's not quite right, so we won't do that. But we will ask for councillor Aidan Elms you want to speak to your report, but, first of all, we'll ask, can we have a mover to receive councillor Aidan Elms' report?
yeah.
Angela, seconded by Pip. Councillor Adams, do you want to talk to your report or not?
Well, I've pretty much, I think you can take it as read. I think, the benefit of Martinborough Community Board being in Martinborough, where most of the council meetings occur, is that a lot of the time you guys are attending our meetings. I know that Storm,
We have of late, yes.
I know that Storm attended the strategies. I think Storm attended the strategy session. You
Yep.
definitely attended the LGNZ session
Yep.
with there.
Got nothing better to do with my time.
Shut up.
So look, Aidan, the thing about this, Aidan, is that you're just giving us an update of what's activity there. Because it's just telling the general committee here that we're doing this stuff, this is what's happening. Should things arise from it, we can ask you detailed questions.
So I don't know. I mean, I've there's the detail there that I've supplied. I sat in on that community liaison group on behalf of Mel for the wastewater treatment plants. I asked some questions. It was worthwhile in partaking in that. So yeah, so there's some takeaways I've added in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Aidan. I think we're happy with that. What we've got, there'll be questions if they get a.
Can I ask one question?
Okay.
Quick question. With the work plan for the Martinborough wastewater issue, do we have a rough time frame as to where we're envisaging connections being able to be remade again? When we're back to normal?
I think I asked that question as part of that meeting, I think, and there's work starting this very shortly on the desludging process. I mean, there's the whole plan, and Stefan's, I think Stefan's probably got a higher detail, more information about the plan, the process than what I have, but the plan's been approved by to desludge the pond, has been approved by GW. The final survey is to be carried out to understand exactly the quantity that needs to be removed, the quantity of sludge that needs to be removed, which once that final survey has occurred, well then the tender and the pricing will go out to contractors for that. So I don't know what the time frame is. I think, is it later on this year that should be completed, Stefan?
What's the date of that first part of where the report is going to be done for the sludging? If nothing else can happen by then surely that's coming up really soon. Is that happening like next week or?
An interim, do you want to call
Is that happening next week? Get started on the sludge.
I've got here. Can you hear me, guys?
Yep.
Can you hear me? Because I'm not. Yeah, I've got here that the next report from SWDC to Wellington Water and Wellington Water to GWRC is interim report due on the 14th of April. And then there's the work plan over the next 12 months to desludge the ponds and then upgrade the equipment at the wastewater treatment plants. Then I've got here, however, further work is needed to study, to do the studies, to do the growth study on what Martinborough is going to grow out to, and what capacity is needed for the wastewater treatment plant before further connections to the
But what does
network.
that mean for all the people that are waiting to connect right now? Like, they shouldn't have to wait until a future, well, like Martinborough survey is done before they could start putting their connections on when they're already waiting and have property, surely.
I think, well, do you want to answer, Stefan, or shall I try and fumble my way through it?
Yeah, surely.
I think on I think on a broad level, we'll spend the next 12 months, 16 months getting the plant back to compliance level, so back to within its consent.
So until then, no one can actually connect.
Correct.
It's for the next 16 months
At least because that
or connect.
that only gets you back to your current consent level. Then the next part of the process is to for us to finish the growth studies and the model,
Which will be coming up anyway with the Martinborough spatial plan, won't it?
which is part of the spatial plan. But those then determine what the next stage is, which is what you need to connect, new connections.
How much more space? Yeah.
So Mark, and that is the stage 2, which is, contentious at the moment. But stage 2 is plan farm. That is
That's a result.
second stage of.
Not mentioning that.
So until we know what the second stage looks like, there won't be any, there won't be the possibility of any new connections.
Okay.
So do we know what the result has been for Featherston? Their wastewater situation? I understood they've got a different technology than what is proposed for Martinborough.
Trialing a different one.
Yeah, how's their trial?
We're sort of going off on a tangent here. There is a lot of information on the websites on the Featherston wastewater treatment plant process page.
Can you give a quick sort of summary of it? Is it a new technology? Is it more leading edge or?
No.
No.
Just they spray the treated wastewater onto the ground.
In the same way.
I see Councillor Evans has got
He's got an hand up, Mac now. There you go.
Oh,
Aidan.
Tim, do you have something to add?
What I'd just like to say is, whatever the situation we're in at the moment with regards to our wastewater treatment plant non-compliance and the fact that it needs to be desludged, we're stuck with that issue. The council officers are working through with Wellington Water and GW. The issue has been landed upon us by our forebearers. That plant was put in 50 years ago and it hasn't been desludged at all.
I understand that.
And so now we are left with the results of an action that occurred over that last 50 years, and we and our community are the ones that are having to carry that cost. And sure, it's a cost for council, and it's and concerns for council staff and councillors, but it's also a concern for the whole community because it's preventing our development. And there's just nothing that we can do about it until we have gone through the steps and the stages that the staff in Wellington Water are going through. I think, hindsight's a wonderful thing. And if the councillors from 1970, 1980, 1990, and the council staff of those years had, carried out what they should have done, we wouldn't be in the boat we're in at the moment. But that didn't happen, and so now we've got to work through the process.
So Aidan,
I'm just questioning whether whether going forward we are going through the right process. I'm not questioning what happened in the past and why we've got to.
sorry.
And it does also concern me if you look at the consent conditions for the new system to treat the water and then apply it to Payne Farm. I defy anyone to read them all. They're a mile long, and yet in 50 years that the council didn't even dislodge the pond. So, I find it difficult to have faith that all those mitigating conditions will be meticulously ever followed, to be honest.
But that's what's happened in the past. We're now moving forward. We have to look forward.
So of course we do. I'm not suggesting that we don't look forward. I'm just hoping that we go forward in a sensible and measured way. That is the best option for
the current. Yeah, like Stefan said, the Payne Farm issue is a contentious issue.
Yes.
But put that aside, there is still the current issue with the desludging.
I
of the-
understand that totally. I'm not arguing about it.
Aidan, just when you were in that meeting, I'm just wondering, did they mention anything? So because the ponds haven't been desludged in 50 years and we find ourselves in this situation, once they are actually desludged, you're talking about 50 years worth of, surely while they are, you know, doing the spatial planning and seeing about the growth and nodules and whatever, the people who have already purchased and hadn't yet gotten access to putting their toilets on because there's 50 years worth of space in there, surely like for the next year we'd be able to take another 60 odd people on there. You know what I mean? Like, I just find it really strange that we'd have to wait, people will have to wait for 3 years.
I mean, that's. I'd imagine, you know, that's the best advice that the council staff are getting from Wellington Water and also probably from GW, because the end result is that council has breached its consent in that space, and that's why the GW put the abatement notices onto council to stop.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, I mean, the information that I've put here in the in my report, they explained to me as part of during that meeting, because I was asking plenty of questions.
Yeah.
I'd previously estimated that the sewage pond was 30 to 50% full of sludge, and that sludge within 1 metre of the surface of the pond
90
of this of that process which occurs within the pond.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, sure. I don't know. It's you know, it's not just the sludge that has to be removed. There's also upgrades that have to occur within the treatment plant itself to help process that wastewater to ensure that it is safe to be discharged. So
Yeah.
desludging process.
Yeah, what I'm taking away from this
Thanks, Aidan.
is that people are greedy for more information. Like I think you know, you're looking for more information. Can I take that away? And what I'll do is I'll direct you to where the existing information is, because there's a lot of information, new information out there on our sites, which I think will be really helpful. There's a lot of reading, but I think it'll be helpful. And then also what I'll pledge to do is to send you the same information that I send to councillors regularly. I'll send to the Martinborough Community Board, which is the sort of regular updates that we have been providing to the regulator, for example. They're all public documents, and they've got a lot of information, a lot of useful information on them. So I'll sort of step up the amount of information that you're getting on the wastewater treatment plants, if that's okay. And then you can tell me to slow down if I
Go.
too much.
It's very helpful.
Yeah.
Very helpful. Thank you.
I think we discussed it at a meeting when Janice was there, and we said about how, like in Inakura, residents got updates, just something general to the Martinborough community to let them know a rough time frame.
We can post it.
What we're getting at is, you know, even if it's a little progress, this is what we've done now. I mean, we don't want to scare people to death, but you know, I mean, just something going out, because we don't have any information going out.
Yeah, we've got that. Thank you, Stephen.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. Cool.
So now we're going to move on. Can I ask for somebody to nominate to accept the chair's report?
Yep.
Seconded.
Yep.
Thank you. You got that?
Yeah,
Angela?
yeah.
So look, this will be very quick.
Minutes.
So Stephen, perhaps a question to you, the tree maintenance in Martinborough Township, or can you direct it to somebody appropriately? Do we have a plan of tree maintenance in the township?
I saw some photos today actually come through from Fulton Hogan.
Yeah.
Asking for advice on how they trim the trees around the outside of a square, because they're leaning over into traffic. And Fulton Hogan was offering to do the work and get an arborist in, which is great. So we will progress that work. I just want to make sure that they do it though in a way that is
Couple of trees there.
consistent with the reserve management plan, and also I don't want them going near any of those trees, but just routine maintenance to make sure that the trees are trimmed properly anyway as the motorists. That definitely will happen, Chair.
Okay, so the answer is that's sitting within the council now.
Yeah, I saw photos of that today, actually.
Okay. Right, so happily that one. So
That's
no
good.
commentary.
Perfect.
No further commentary needed. Thanks very much for that.
Perfect.
Second one is to discuss Payne Farm expenditure. Well, that's under review with the CEO, so we're not going to talk about that. The third one is to talk about the Payne Farm legal documents. And I think I'm going to propose that we call a public meeting to discuss Payne Farm with the residents of Martinborough and follow up with a questionnaire around further actions. Does anybody want to comment to that?
Well, I think it's good.
No,
I think that's a good
legal
idea.
document.
The legal documents are not there, the ones here.
Not in here?
They're from the
I
council.
would,
All those legal documents.
I
Was.
know there is a hell of a lot of interest about Payne Farm, and as a result of and Storm and I think some of the other community board members came along to our council meeting last week, where there was discussion about Payne Farm, and Janice provided information that she is now seeking a new legal opinion from different set of lawyers about those points that that the neighbours of Payne Farm from Martinborough Olive Grove had raised. And I think I mean, there's information coming through to answer the questions that have been asked not only by the community board but also by the community itself. And I think, you know, until we get and see what that information is that comes out from legal opinions, perhaps a town meeting is viable to occur, but I'd wait until after, you know, we've got as much information as possible.
I tend to disagree, Aidan, because there is enough urgency in the community to suggest we should be putting that as part of your legal findings or whatever they may be. So,
Yeah.
Why would you have a meeting and have a whole lot of discussions, and then a week or 10 days after the fact of that meeting may occur, then a legal opinion comes out providing, providing advice and opinions, and then, that might agree or might disagree with what the public discussion was in the meeting. I would just put the brakes on and hold fire until all the information is available.
Going to get it at
I take your point, Aidan, but that's not the way we're going to operate as far as I'm concerned. And we'll put that to a vote here.
You are just one person. You're the chair of the community board.
I'm going to put it to a vote, Aidan. Going to put it to a vote.
Of decision made by a group around the table.
Yeah, I'm going to put it to the vote, Aidan.
Can I also please just remind the Martinborough Community Board that we are about to go into consultation for the enhanced annual plan, that we have multiple community drop-in sessions organised over the next month, that we will be exceptionally pulled with our resources over this period, that this is a large consultation that will require support from the Martinborough Community Board as well.
Yeah, understand.
Can I just speak? Sure. So one of the issues obviously is the consultation opportunity back to the Wairarapa Combined District Plan.
Yeah.
And I'm very conscious of, and it was brought, obviously came about at the meeting as well, that we are guardians, if you like, of Payne Farm. We are not owners of Payne Farm. We are the community board, and we need to listen to everyone's voices. And we're getting lots of people coming with lots of comments. We just like to have a forum where they can actually speak, because I think it's important that they get an opportunity to speak. We're not going to go in there to make a defining decision. We want people to talk about what's their concerns and listen.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I know the timing is not good.
The timing, I think, is what I'm raising. It's just please be aware that there is some legal consultation that we need to undertake over the next 4 weeks as part of the enhanced annual plan, which will need to be a priority for some elected members, and we are really asking for support from the Martinborough Community Board to help us with that consultation process as well.
Will there be members who will front the figures for the annual plan?
Yes, so we will have, for the drop-in sessions for the enhanced annual plan, there will be both elected members and council officers around to answer questions and to take notes and to make sure that we record sentiments and feedback from the community. So I agree completely, that's very, very important.
The only thing that I want to say as well is that last week, Janice had said that she was getting further legal advice and seeking that to be able to bring, and I just don't want to put the cart before the horse either, and go in and get this with a whole lot of fears or concerns being raised, that if we just waited, that we may very well be able to allay them.
But we
And
don't have
so-
a date when she's going to have the answers, do we?
And will they be
If we've got a date when
Well,
she's
shall
got the
we-
legal answers, then
I've seen
I don't know. I don't
we
know.
don't have
Have
one.
you seen anything of a
we know she's not coming back to
how
health on
soon
May.
she's looking at getting
Sorry,
those?
what- Sorry, what was that?
Do you have any idea of the timeframe of when she was
No,
expected
no.
to hear
Nothing's been
from
shared.
the legal?
Other than that, the information has been sought, or the opinion has been sought, yeah.
There seem to be different legal opinions depending on what legal firms the questions are asked. I've seen various legal opinions.
Yep.
So
So in answer to
will
that,
this be
Karen,
resolved?
the last legal opinion that came through, that was requested last month,
Yes.
that went to the same law firm who provided the 2000, was it the 2011 or
Yeah,
2000?
it's ELA Piper, I've got it here.
It was the same person as well, Stephen
Yeah.
Quinn.
So, can I speak? So the legal opinion that was obtained last week was obtained from the same firm that provided that original one. The legal opinion that has been sought now as a result of the discussions between Janice, the acting mayor, and the residents and the neighbours at the Martinborough Olive Grove has been sought from a different set of lawyers.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, well, I didn't know
Now,
that.
It's not, and I
So,
don't.
sorry to interrupt you, Aidan, I've just got to quickly say it's after 9:30, so are we able just to call it to extend, please? What's the wording, just to be able to?
We can only do that under exceptional circumstances.
Okay.
So my recommendation here would be that we discuss this and bring it back, because it's at this stage.
Bring it back to when? Not waiting for another 6 weeks to bring it back.
You can set a meeting at any stage. You can set an
So on whether you
at
want
any
to call a
stage,
public
set it
meeting.
at any stage.
We could also just vote to, if we wanted to have a
Meeting.
public meeting, and we'll have to organise that. So that is on the table. Do we want to vote to have a public meeting?
I don't think, I wouldn't be voting for that at this time while we're waiting for. a
So-
motion.
We can still have discussions around it.
Yeah, I just think that,
Yeah.
like I said, I feel like we're putting the cart before the horse.
Can I suggest if we've got a time frame from Janice that we're happy with, for getting that legal opinion back, we would postpone until we've got that opinion. But if it's another 2 months away, no, I think,
It's been questioned as a priority.
yeah, so I'm saying if it's only a week or two, that's fine. But I think if it's beyond that, then we need to just move on it.
So this has been in response to your meeting with the affected residents around that.
It's not only been given to a different legal firm, it's a different legal question, so.
You get a different answer to every different.
No, but it's something that needs.
Yeah, I guess so. But I repeat my question, was that was in response to speaking to those affected residents?
I would vote for a public meeting, subject to getting a timing back from Janice.
Go on forever.
I'm prepared to have an action point that I'll actually first thing tomorrow morning is to Janice.
If we've got a time frame, I'm happy.
Okay, so the resolution then is we will plan a public meeting after we've heard back about when the
Time frame
legal
is.
opinion will be conveyed to us officially.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
That,
You got
yeah,
that?
yep.
Sorry,
Getting late.
Yeah, no, we can decide, but I'm not going to.
And then we can decide then at that
Yeah.
point. once I've got a date.
So will we get the vote on this?
Yep,
Well,
Yeah.
You can
I'll go
abstain.
for it.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to abstain. I just want to, I won't be voting for a meeting until we have that information. I don't think we should.
but we've just said, subject to when we get the information. That's what
Oh,
we, that's what we've just proposed.
yeah, okay.
Plan a public meeting on Pine Farm after opinion has been received.
Thank you.
After.
No,
No,
no. Do legal to the date of the.
Date of the illegal opinion.
After
subject to the date of
So can you read that out again?
legal
So, yeah,
opinion, a
Can you
legal.
just read it out again, please?
there you go.
Resolved to plan a public meeting on Pine Farm after the date of the legal
Opinion
opinion has been received.
and notified to the cat, to the.
So we can make a discussion at that point, once we know the date. Makes sense?
But that can be the catalyst for a special meeting.
Yeah, so if we can just get that, because it might be that it's fine and dandy.
So I'm gonna ask,
No.
stand the remit, can we ask for a vote?
Yeah.
All those in favour, say aye. Aye. All those against?
No,
Right, May.
So,
I'm happy, I'm happy to look at this once we get the information from
That's just
the
what we've
lawyer.
proposed.
So if that's what we're proposing, that we'll look at it once we get the lawyer and then have a meeting,
Yeah.
then that's what I agree with. Is that
Okay,
okay?
so you've got to
I'm
agree,
assuming so because but I need to,
you need to agree to the remit we've put.
so what, can you just repeat it then? Because sorry, it was pretty,
We'll listen to it.
Resolved to plan a public meeting on Pine Farm after the date of the legal opinion has been received and notified to the Martinborough community.
yeah, or is it discuss, or it's just the proposal to hold a public meeting?
yes,
Discuss the
because I think we need to make
proposal,
sure
because
that we're
then
saying we will talk.
Discuss
Yeah.
the proposal subject to
Yeah.
the timeframe in which we receive the legal
Yes.
opinion from Jan.
Yes, I will absolutely support what
That's what I'm
Angela
saying.
said.
That's what I'm
Not
saying.
what's-
Don't ask me to say it again.
Just
Yeah, that's when we'll discuss it. So we will go ahead with it.
hold a meeting
That's when we'll discuss it.
Yeah.
Are you listening to
Great
this?
to have.
There we go.
Just listen, please, 'cause you're the one who can control.
There you go.
Discuss the proposal to hold a meeting on Pine Farm after the date. So after you receive the legal opinion?
No.
After we receive the information.
Subject to the date at which we
Subject
receive
to
it.
the date.
Following Nikki's telling us when the date is. Well, yeah, just trying, all we're trying to say is we don't want it to be put off for months or weeks.
Yes, yeah,
We just want to have a.
If we know
final
that it's gonna
date.
happen, otherwise we're going
And
to get the meeting
we don't want to
beforehand.
be clashing with consultations and bits and pieces.
Okay.
No, that's okay.
Is it?
Yes,
No, I've got it.
So one more time, please, Robin, now that it's all been changed.
Discuss the proposal to hold a meeting on Pine Farm after the date that you received the legal opinion,
Subject to.
subject to the date we receive which legal opinion.
Subject to the date we receive the legal opinion.
Legal opinion.
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
That's
The meeting is now closed.
Okay.
okay. Thanks.
With it,
Yeah.